baseball, as a lot of Major League Baseball action, but also college baseball going on today. Golf right around the corner. We'll make our picks for the upcoming week. And John owes Aaron Rye an apology. I just want to get that out of the way early, but we will make sure that John apologizes in the correct fashion to Aaron Rye. So a lot to get into over these next 3 hours, even some college football and NFL news to get to at some point. But Brett, how are you this afternoon?
Brian, I'm well, and you're right. We will get an apology from John to Aaron Rye.
Yes.
for lacking respect for him.
That's right,
the
man.
reigning PGA champion. None of us picked him.
No.
Do you think anybody picked him in any picks across the world?
Not at all. Not at all.
Do I owe an apology for that statement?
No.
Okay. Okay.
That's just fact. I mean, there's nobody in the world picking him last week.
In this week's field at the Byron Nelson, CJ Cup at the Byron Nelson, at one of the real just birdie binges tournaments at TPC Craig Ranch in Dallas. This is why they're changing the schedule, and there's a lot of news about the changing PGA Tour schedule. Now, it's more centered around 2028 than 2027. There will be 2027 will not look like the traditional PGA Tour schedule that we've come to know through all the years, kind of, starting out starting at Kapalua. We know they're not going to do that. We know they're not going to the Sony at Waialae week 2. We know they're probably not playing the American Express at the same time. May play it. That's birdie binge too. But San Diego at Torrey Pines, even in jeopardy for next year. Next year's will be different. 2028 will be very, very, very different. And it's going to go big city, as they've been talking about. And I think they're going to try a little bit of that next year, and then the wholesale changes for 28. We know our tournament is fine and set and ready for this year. Been where it's been since 2019, part of the playoffs, and it'll be the first leg of the playoffs. There are people here that feel confident, they feel certain that they have a contract for that same spot for next year, for 2027. We'll see. After that, I think 2027 for Memphis will still be playoffs and more toward the back of the schedule. I don't know that the back of the schedule involves August next year as much as it has. But, the Open Championship, third weekend of July or so, it's not moving off that. So you're going to have, are you going to have first week of the playoffs the very next week? We have because of the Olympics before. It could come a little earlier, but I think for next year Memphis will still be playoffs, and will definitely be somewhere on the schedule for 27. But I am a little apprehensive and somewhat concerned about what it looks like for 28. No, Nashville does not scare me that they're going to get something that we have. I think I think both could do well. We know the tour has had they have tournaments close to each other, like this week and next week in Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. We're gonna have to get creative with our picks here in about an hour and a half. You
sure are.
You got Scheffler.
It's a shock tournament.
No, it definitely is. You got Scheffler at 1, and then the next closest is Siwoo Kim at 24. The next closest to him is Jordan Spieth at 47. So not a lot of the top names participating this weekend. So
Brooks Koepka playing, but his OWGR is not anything special at all.
You going to pick Brooks Koepka? Is that a preview of your pick later?
I don't think so. It's 111. It's certainly not going to be my first pick, and I think he'll be gone by the time it loops back around to me for
Do you really?
shot. I do, yeah.
Oh, wow. I would not pick Brooks Koepka I would not touch him with a 10-foot
I know who you're taking one, and it's not 111 in the world. It's dropped the other ones. It's number 1 in the world. Scotty Scheffler.
Maybe not. Yeah. I don't know. I might take him. I might not.
I feel like you will. No, I'm not taking Koepka with the second pick.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'll be taking Brooks Koepka with either of my picks today. But if you do, good luck. I think you got a good chance with him.
And this tournament used to be a lot more prestigious than it is now. When Byron Nelson was alive and overseeing the tournament, it has steadily declined. I think it declined in the hosting side. I thought it was a lot better years ago at a different site than it is now when it was at Las Colinas.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point. And so we'll talk a lot more golf in our 4 o'clock hour. John going to join us at 4 o'clock. We'll make our picks towards the end of that segment as well.
a couple things to keep in mind for Memphis always being in the mix. Number one, the big hammer, FedEx. The other one, the TPC Southwind, owned by the Tour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, those are definitely two really good points. And I think Memphis will still be on the calendar. You know, it will probably move, but you know, I think Memphis will definitely still be somewhere on that PGA Tour calendar. So
I just don't know why we're even to these questions with those two big points, the big hammer FedEx and the Tour owning it. Why are we kind of having to tell our bona fides? Again, the ticket pricing, it went up fairly exorbitant. It went up exorbitantly from the old tournament date when we got to the playoffs, when we got to the World Golf Classic, when we went big time. We sold them. The sales team at the FedEx St. Jude Championship, they sell all those suites. They sell all those boxes. The ground ticket, all that is sold. TV ratings been great. We can't help the weather in August.
No.
And except for, I don't think we've had all 4 days in just pure brutality and heat. Do you, Brian? You've been out there every year since it's gone to this time of year. We've had a couple that were all-timers that would have stacked up with summer of 1980 heat.
Yeah, no, there's been some really hot ones. I can't remember well enough to think of if we've gotten kind of 4 straight days of just really brutal heat. It's been hot. I mean, you know, it's August in Memphis.
August,
it's going to be hot. But yeah, I mean, it seems like the tour is wanting to kind of move away from that and move away from that date.
Those players just hate that date.
No, they do, and so you know, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see it earlier.
They complained when we had it in June.
No, yeah, and again, you know, those months are hot in Memphis. So I mean, you know, I've heard maybe like May. I know you've heard that as well.
It used to be late May.
Sure,
and that was getting real close to golf course. We used to have it this week, Memorial Weekend, and everybody kind of they were on alert for the golf course being ready. I don't remember any complaints about heat with the late May date. I don't, but golf course being a little thin, the rough being a little thin, it being a birdie paradise, not John Cook level after they made the big changes, but there were mild disagreements with things then. So. And I asked John going this, well, I'll get him to repeat it. What is the best date for everything to line up? Temperature, golf course ready. And he said he thought it really was where we were before we went bigger time when Dustin Johnson, jugged it from the fairway on 18. That first, second weekend in June, kind of before the U.S. Open was pretty primo. One year, I know we were around we were around that date. This wasn't a player. This was kind of the traveling media circus. This was a photographer. Now, he had a ton of equipment. I'm sure lugging that around all day would not be easy. And you get up into the 90s. But I swear, I did not think it was hot at all. And he came into the media room, the old media room down in the basement at Southwind where the carts are. And he came in and, just to make small talk, I said, you having a good day? He goes, oh, man. Just about to die out there. It's just, how do y'all live here? This is just miserable. Brian, I swear, it just was nothing to me. It just did not bother me at all.
That's funny.
I mean, I thought, well, it's not hot today. Oh, yeah, it's miserable. How do you live here?
It's humidity, Brett. That's what gets you.
I didn't even think it was that. I lived here all my life, and I know that's what gets you. And, a couple of years ago, that's what got me on that Friday when I had to take a break, walk in the equipment back. I couldn't do it. I couldn't go another step.
Yeah, no, that was a brutal day. That was one of those all timers. Sure. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but hopefully soon we'll get some sort of news about where the PGA Tour is going and kind of what these next couple of years will look like. And
for the caddies, I'm sure lugging around, I would say, those big stylish tour bags with all the promotions on it. What would you think that weighs? 60, 70 pounds?
Yeah, no, it's not light for sure.
I'm sure that's not any fun, but we can't worry about our date for the caddies.
No. We can't. But, it looks like that's what's going to happen. It looks like it's going to move. So, I don't know when we'll get news on the future, but hopefully, in the next couple of months we get some sort of idea, at least what next year will look like in 2027. But we'll talk more golf at 4 o'clock. John Goen joins us every single week to talk golf. We'll talk a lot of this with him during that 4 o'clock segment. Last night, really fun game in the NBA. The Knicks were down and out. Looked like it was going to be a big-time win for the Cleveland Cavaliers on the road. But in that fourth quarter, the Knicks turned it around, dominated the Cavs in the fourth quarter, dominated the Cavs in the overtime period to get Game 1 win, 115-104. Just a really bizarre game last night.
It was. If it hadn't have been for the uber, super, all-timer on Monday night, that game would have really, that game might have really distinguished itself even more last night as a classic, because it was. And it was in different style. Monday night was shot, competition, back and forth. Last night, the story was the big lead squandered by Cleveland and the big comeback by the Knicks when all of us, come on, everybody was doing it. We were putting together the Nick blame game list, weren't we?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's when that's when you're talking to the Knicks. It's kind of who do you point the finger at, and kind of that downfall of another conference final and not being able to get it done yet again.
Not again, Knicks. Yeah. You're not doing it again, are you? And then here comes the comeback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was something. It was weird to watch. I mean, the Cavaliers really just gave that game away. There are a lot of things to question from Cleveland over those last couple minutes, especially mainly the entire fourth quarter, honestly. But you got to give the Knicks a lot of credit to get back in that game. Jalen Brunson was terrific, 38 points for him. Didn't shoot the ball great, especially from deep, but pretty much everywhere else was dialed in, and they were able to do it. And once they sent that game to overtime, you knew the Cavaliers didn't have a shot, and 14-3 in overtime. I mean, they didn't even put up any sort of fight in overtime.
Yeah, that was the end of the fight. How much fight they have left in them? So many now talking, the old saw of don't overreact to game one. Well, aren't we kind of overreacting to both game ones? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here comes Wemby, and there goes Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem with that sort of logic last night is, I mean, that was one of those where your spirit gets broken when you lose a game like that. I mean, they all but were, counting the being up game one, counting the stealing the game on the road last night, and then the Knicks out of nowhere were able to come back, and so that really does something to your confidence. Now, these are professional athletes. They can. It's a lot easier for them to move to the next page, but still, that's something. I know after the game, Donovan Mitchell was talking about it and was asked a very similar question. It wasn't that question exactly, but kind of a similar question of how do you respond after losing a game that way, and he kind of said, we didn't really play bad. It was just the big comeback late, and if you take that away, we win that game, we're having a completely different conversation. But for most of that game, he didn't feel like they played that bad, and so maybe if you can rally around and say, look, we put together 3.5 quarters of great basketball. It's just closing that final half of a quarter, and you're up 1-0, and so I think the early portion of game 2 will be big to see kind of where Cleveland is at as a team. But that was huge last night, and I'm not going to say a sweep, but I think the Knicks are going to be going to make it look pretty easy in the series.
Well, I didn't think Cleveland could win 4 times in 7 games. I sure don't think now they can win 4 times in 6. No. But just like Brian Windhorst yesterday when I gave you the example of what he was saying that he thought for regulation, they did a pretty good job on Victor Wembanyama. And you just made the correct case that for a lot of last night, the Cavaliers had a good plan. But neither Oklahoma City or Cleveland had much to show for it.
No. And
they're both down 0-1.
That's exactly right. And so, Donovan Mitchell can say all he wants about, how well they played in the first 3 quarters, but, you've got to close that type of game out. I think a lot of the blame, lands on Kenny Atkinson with all the timeouts that he just kept in his back pocket. And, when things were going sideways, just never pulled the trigger on any of those timeouts to kind of settle everybody down. Obviously James Harden, even Donovan Mitchell, he was, missing for that final fourth quarter and a good amount of the third quarter as well. And so definitely some big issues. And, we talk so much about the legs and the run of these guys, for Cleveland to have to turn around after winning that Game 7 against Detroit, you could tell they were, especially in overtime, they were dragging, and it's not like they're going to get many days off. I mean, they're right back out there tomorrow night, then back out there Saturday. I mean, it's going to be boom, 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 boom. So, it feels like it's going to be really, really tough for Cleveland to show much in this series.
Yeah, not many days off, unlike my Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah.
11-day playoff layoff, the most since 1919
Wow,
in the NHL.
How about that? Well, I did notice you said my Carolina Hurricanes in there.
Yeah,
so
the South team, right?
I guess so. I don't know how much I guess Carolina's in the South, but I don't know if we really claim
distinctly
them.
in the South.
No, they
Raleigh,
are.
North
I'm saying kind of our South. I don't know when you talk about kind of the SEC territory. I don't know if we claim North Carolina.
That's the footprint now.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying for kind of your footprint is how I kind of view of our team in the South. When you're saying our team in the South, that's kind of how I view the footprint of it. Yes, Brett, I know my geography. I know Raleigh, North Carolina is in the south portion of the United States.
I looked it up, and of course, there would be no way I could know this. I looked up the all-time record low for Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh, jeez. I couldn't even guess. Not very low, I would say.
No, and I remember this time frame, and it truly, contiguous 48 states, everybody was in the throes of it. I mean, New Orleans was setting record low. Miami was setting record lows.
Yeah.
I remember it well. This is not wind chill. This is real low in Raleigh. -9.
Holy cow. Wow.
January 21st, 1985. And I tell you how I remember it. Well, January 20th, was my late mother's birthday, and that was inauguration day for Ronald Reagan's second inauguration. So cold in D.C., they had to move it indoors.
Wow.
into the Capitol Rotunda in Fayetteville that day. It minus something.
Wow.
So cold that where I live, the commode water was trying to freeze.
Holy cow. Wow.
If you didn't flush, it was trying to crust over on top.
That is something. So so it has gotten pretty cold
nationwide. That cold that day, those days.
I would have never guessed that. Honestly, I would have guessed it would have been much higher than that. But hey,
I was thinking the same.
Yeah,
I thought Raleigh, just no way. Maybe 10 or something.
Yeah, no, I definitely
-9.
Yeah, no, I would have never guessed that. We could have been here all day. I would have never guessed -9. But hey, that's what happens when you get a very clean sweep.
Give me a pick. Give me a pick.
I'll go Hurricanes. I mean, you got that many days off. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Hurricanes as well.
Group lock for our Carolina Hurricanes.
How about that?
In the West, Colorado and Vegas.
Colorado. I think Colorado is
going to win. Log me in Avalanche.
Yeah.
Same. No fun. All locks. 2-1 on group lock so far in the NHL. Right. But Brian, you've won in a Ronald Reagan landslide.
How about that? I wish I had put money where my mouth was with these picks, because that would have been
9-2.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry, 9-3. We all miss Buffalo. I'm 5-7. Landon is 6-6.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens in the conference finals over in the hockey. Game 1 tonight, Avalanche and Golden Knights on ESPN, 7 o'clock. Should be a lot of fun, both number 1 seeds. But we got a busy show this afternoon, so let me set it up before we get to top and not top story of the day. 3:30, we'll talk more about what happened last night, the Knicks and their come-from-behind win over the Cavaliers. 3:45, we'll talk some baseball, as it's a Wednesday, so that means a lot of Major League Baseball action this afternoon, but also college baseball action all over the place with conference tournaments. Memphis getting ready to start their first game down in the American Conference tournament. I believe it's looking like close to 4 o'clock, that first pitch between them and Charlotte. 4 o'clock, John Goen from Timber Trust. He'll join us. We'll talk a lot of golf. We'll talk about what happened over the weekend. We'll make our picks for this weekend's tournament. 4:30, we'll get back into the NBA conversation, talk more about tonight's game, Spurs and Thunder, Game 2. Spurs up 1-0 in this series. We'll see if OKC can even the score tonight. 4:45, big number of the day. 5 o'clock, Rob Fisher from the Grizzlies Television Network. He'll join us. We'll talk more NBA with him, break down everything that's going on with these games, but also news around the NBA as hirings and firings, as Jason Kidd was let go yesterday evening by Dallas. So we'll get Rob's thoughts on all of that at 5 o'clock. 5:30, we'll talk about what's trending, and at 5:45, we'll wrap up today's show like we always do with Mo's Crunch Time. Let me remind you, we're in our Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Summer is right around the corner, and it's time to get those backyards ready for the ultimate pool party. Above ground pools starting at $39.99 installed, with in-ground pools starting at just $49.99. All in-stock patio furniture is priced to move, with 5-piece patio furniture sets starting at just $999. Outdoor sectionals starting at just $12.99, with free umbrella and base with select patio furniture sets. Hot tubs starting at $34.99, with swim spas starting at $16,999 with special financing available. And if you head out there and mention this ad, get $200 off any pool or spa purchase only at Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40.
He's Brian. I'm Brett. Our producers, Landon Schmidt, and we are Sportstime, live and local, and with you until 6 o'clock. And we want you to be with us by texting or calling 901-360-8255. That's the Sissy's Log Cabin text and talk line. All our guests would join us on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest line at 901-360-8255. Always live from our Family Leisure Studios in this hour, 3 to 4, every day, brought to you by Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Great offers on all 2026 models and always special leasing options. Drive in luxury and confidence knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. You can call them at 901-334-9673, but they invite you to stop by the only Lexus dealership in Memphis, and that's at 2600 Ridgeway, and that's where you can put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2026 flagship LS500, and you'll be driving in style. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and they make for the safe luxury driving experience. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Well, my top story of the day, it is the conference finals. Last night, another really fun game. Very different, though, from the night before. That last night, I guess I'll start with the Spurs and OKC. Spurs-OKC game 1 was fun. It was exciting. It was riveting basketball to watch. Last night was kind of sad. I mean, watching Cleveland just lose that lead and then ultimately lose the game. It was, I did not have as much fun watching that last night as I did the night before with the Thunders and the Spurs, but it was fun to see the Knicks come from behind and win that game. I believe they were saying this last night, the second largest playoff comeback by a team, only behind the Clippers and their comeback against the Memphis Grizzlies. So Memphis Grizzlies getting a shout out last night in the conference finals. Of course we do. But tonight we get game 2 in that other series, Thunder and Spurs. A lot of questions about this Thunder team, how they respond tonight. A 7.5-point favorite at home. That game gonna be on NBC. But also, while we're talking conference finals, we gotta mention the hockey as the conference finals over there get started. As fun as the NBA has been, the hockey, the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs have been just as good. Great hockey pretty much every night throughout the playoffs, and tonight we get a really good one. Avalanche and Golden Knights. We'll see who has the edge in that series tomorrow. Canadians and Hurricanes. And I've decided, Brett, Carolina, not a part of the South. I mean, good Lord. That is the East Coast. That is over there in the East Coast. I do not associate them with this. You made me think about it. I had to think about it, and I do not associate Carolina. So I will not be rooting for Carolina. I will be rooting for our friendly neighbors in the north, the Habs, those Canadians.
Where do you count Virginia geographically? South or what? They got the same Atlantic Ocean to their right.
I'd say Virginia's in the north. That's the north. Yeah, Virginia's the north.
Many at Appomattox Courthouse would have disagreed with you. Where do you count Georgia? They got
Georgia's the south.
They got the big body of water to their right.
Yeah,
though.
but they got there's land in between. You know, I mean they've got some sort of border. They're not as far on the East Coast as Carolina, so they're definitely part of the South. And they have an SEC school, so if you have an SEC school, you're automatically a part of the South.
Then you can chant, right? SEC.
Kentucky's and Missouri, those are the only really North schools that are part of the South. They're just lopped in here because it just means more, Brett.
To your argument, North Carolina, East Coast time.
I'm telling you. I mean, I'm just saying. Nobody's
You
coming
got to stay
to
up
me.
to 11 o'clock news.
Just saying.
How south are you?
Nobody's coming to me for geography, but I'll give it to you if you ask for it.
Well, I went to you for geography, and I like your explanation.
Thank you.
I do. My top story, in the city that never sleeps, they're still soaking in the epic comeback. Wasn't a classic game. It was a good game, very different than Monday night's pure D classic, but it was a good game for the Knicks to come all the way back and take game one. Knicks were as knocked out as Muhammad Ali was and Ali Frazier won at Madison Square Garden in 1971. But like Ali in the next two Ali Frazier rematches, he was able to come back, and the Knicks were able to come back. Got up and came back. I don't think Ali was technically knocked out in 71, but lost in a decision and was knocked down in 71. Don't make too much of game ones is what everybody says, but I think this one's over. Cleveland's done.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Not top story of the day.
Well, my not top story of the day, it's got to be everything that is going on with this St. Louis Cardinals team. Another win last night. The Tarps were off again. When are those guys going home? Hopefully never. I mean, honestly, at this point, I think the Cardinals should just...
Same group, or are we running in different groups?
No, that was the same group last night. It was they threw out the first pitch, or their leader did. I don't know who it was exactly that threw out the first pitch, but it was the same group still up there. I don't know if this is still a carryover from the tournament, or if they've just decided we've got a good thing going. We're going to stay an extra couple of days. And Brett, at this point, I think the Cardinals should rally together and just put up the money. I mean, throw them in an apartment or something. They can, I mean, it's a college club baseball team. They can do like 7 guys to a room and just keep them around all season because the juice is there. And that was a scary but fun win last night for the Cardinals.
Did I hear them chanting SEC last night?
I don't know if they were chanting SEC. I saw.
I know I did, and I thought, now come on, now, guys, we're not.
Yeah, I don't know
not
about
do
that. That's interesting.
I know I heard them chanting USA.
Yeah,
cool.
I think they chanted DUI at Marcelo Zuna. I think I read that, but I didn't hear that. I couldn't hear most of the chants, or maybe I just wasn't listening for them. But that's all I saw of what they were chanting. But an SEC chant, I'd have questions about that. I don't really understand that.
Brace yourself. When I end up being right with my baseball picks, Cardinals winning it all in the World Series over the Yankees, I lead the shirtless bunch.
Hey, I'm all for it, Brett. I mean, I told you.
Tarps off, shirts off.
I mean, this is like the 3rd day in a row I've thought about doing the show shirtless.
My top story. Big Ten Commissioner Tony Pettini says it will be 12 or 24 or nothing.
Yeah.
And no 14, no 16. And without him, there's no agreement. I mean, he and Greg Sankey have to come to a consensus. They have to agree. The rest of them, it doesn't matter. It's really making a lot of them mad. Jamie Pollard, AD at Iowa State. Hey, sorry, you just don't make the decisions. But anything but 12 or 24, that's what Petiti wants, and he is on offense, and I'm with him. He makes a great case for 24. Forever, all we heard, go to a playoff. They do it at FCS. They do it at every other level of college football. Didn't we hear that a lot through the years, Brian?
Absolutely.
You know what the number of teams in the FCS playoffs, what it is?
Oh, it's a lot. It's like 28?
24.
Oh, is it 24? Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot. It's so hey, maybe follow in the footsteps of the FCS.
And I saw where Coach Huff, and I respectfully disagree, he said he doesn't think an 8-4 team is a national championship team. Well, Coach, they wouldn't be 8-4 national champion. Mm-hmm. I think if they were 8-4, they'd have to win 5 games to be national champion.
Yeah.
Then you're 13-4.
Sure. Yeah. No, I definitely get that, and but I did like his sentiment of hey, keep it at 12, and just throw the 12 best teams in there. I don't mind that argument at all in terms of it's kind of a different one because it feels like everyone is kind of either 16 or 24. Where do you stand? He's saying, hey, I'll go with 12. Let me get just 12 teams.
Huff wants 12.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said if it was up to him, he said he knows that's not what his conference or anybody else
wants. He wants 12 at larges.
He didn't. Yeah, I mean he didn't say that word for word, but he said give me the 12 best teams and put them in there. Yeah.
Okay, well, the 12 best teams, there's no world you would include Tulane and James Madison in that last
No, and he
year.
said that. He said he was on. He said this when he was on with Greg and Eli, and said, this doesn't help my case for my team, but I think if you're doing a playoff of the best team in the country, you put the 12 best teams in there. He is very upfront, and he'll tell you what he thinks, even if maybe it's not to the benefit of what other people think is good for the program, whatever. He just says, look, if you want my opinion, this is what I want. So really, really refreshing to hear Charles Huff speak. But that'll do it for top and not top story of the day. Let's get to a break. When we return, we're talking the NBA, more about the Knicks win last night over the Cavaliers. We do that next on Sports Time.
Did you miss your favorite Sports 56 show? No! Check out the podcast, broken down hourly at sports56whbq.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to like and subscribe. Never miss any Sports 56 show again with our podcasts available daily from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Your home is your best investment, so why not make it the best it can be with help from Gates Lumber? Start with your front door, serving two purposes, curb appeal and security. Gates has solid construction doors built for security, durability, and beauty. See and compare wood, steel, and fiberglass options side by side at Gates Showroom. It's easier to choose when you can see and touch real doors with real assistance from knowledgeable staff helping you choose the right door for your home and budget. So don't just replace your door, upgrade your protection, and Gates Lumber is the right choice. Family owned and operated, serving you for over 100 years with free estimates, free delivery, competitive prices, and quality products. Call 901-942-3201, go to gateslumber.com, or come by their showroom, 1253 South Bellevue Boulevard. Gates Lumber, celebrating over 100 years with a passion for craftsmanship since 1920.
Hi, I'm Ryan Saharovich, a proud partner with NST Injury Attorneys. For over 35 years, we've been fighting for Memphis families after serious accidents when insurance companies are trying to pay as little as possible. If you've been injured, the call is free, and you don't pay unless we win.
NST is the way to go. Call 68370.
NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000 or visit nstlaw.com.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders. If you were anywhere in the Mid-South lately, you felt it. High winds, hail, and storms rolling through hard. And here's the truth. If your roof took a hit, you may not see it yet. Hail and wind damage shingles can compromise your roof, opening the door for water intrusion. And once it gets in, the damage spreads fast. Ceilings, walls, insulation, even mold. That's why the sooner we inspect, the less damage you risk. Right now, Metro Builders has teams all over Memphis performing free inspections, handling same-day repairs, and providing emergency water mitigation services if needed. We'll show you exactly what we see, document everything, and help you take action before a small problem becomes a big one. Don't wait until you see water inside. Call me, 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717, or book your inspection online at metrobuildersmemphis.com. That's Metro Builders Memphis. We don't just build, we build world class.
Do you want a greener, more weed-free lawn? And if you're like me, you can't stand the sight of dandelions, clover, or especially crabgrass. Hi, I'm Brandon Hawley, president of Lawn Solutions. We are your locally owned and operated weed control and fertilization company. We are also experts in disease and insect control on your lawn and landscape. Our uniformed technicians are full-time, year-round licensed and certified by the state of Tennessee. Lawn Solutions' personalized service is far more superior to that of national companies that promise but simply cannot deliver. We return phone calls, we keep appointments, and we want your business. What we will not do is bother you with endless phone calls or junk mail. Lawn Solutions will not sell you something your lawn doesn't need. If you're looking for a local lawn care company to kill your weeds and feed your grass, then Lawn Solutions is the finest. Call us at 867-5626. That's 867-5626. Or go online at LawnSolutionsInc.net. From our family to yours, we want to thank you for your business.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawild Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon, T-Dot's working with a couple of accidents. What we're seeing right now is heavier traffic volume on 55, especially trying to get south of Memphis as you work your way down through parts of DeSoto County where there's been radar down through there earlier as it builds over here now on 240 eastbound from Mill Branch out to 385. That traffic getting onto Bill Morris Parkway, especially going outbound. Hey, bridal season, it's just around the corner, so make sure you save a lot of money by shopping local at Weimer's Jewelry on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
It was a weird one last night, as for a lot of that game, it looked like, especially, in that second quarter, third quarter, it looked like the Cavaliers were starting to run away. They get the big lead in the fourth quarter, and then it was all New York Knicks. 115-104, another game that needed overtime to decide the winner, and it was all Knicks in that overtime period. 14-3. I didn't even realize it was that wide of a margin until I looked at it this morning. 14-3. I mean, to have a whole overtime period and you only score 3 points is absurd. But that's what happened with Cleveland last night, and it feels, we both said it in the first segment, feels hard to think that the Cavs are going to be able to scratch much in this playoffs against the Knicks.
Right. When I asked earlier, were you already on the kind of the blame game, and we were going to prepare to dissect the Knicks and rip on the Knicks. You know how I was going to start today. When the first time you threw it to me, you know what I was going to say?
What's that?
What's really different than last year? Remember, I asked that yesterday.
Yeah. No,
and here's
a very fair question.
We already see a difference from last year. The Knicks wouldn't have won that last year.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think you're exactly right. And I think this is a perfect example of, when we talk about, the playoff experiences and how they grow
it's not
you
Mike
as a
Brown.
team.
It's experience.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have we talked, during the season through the playoffs of really how much different does this Knicks team look with the coaching change between last year? I don't think it looks much different. And so, but to see them, go and be down by that much, but to be able to rally around each other and say, hey, look, a lot of game left. We can still get back into this, and then to go out there and do it, I thought was really impressive.
And I thought the Merrill jumper, and not only did I think it, Mike Green thought it.
Yeah, that was good.
He had half a bang in.
Yeah, no, it was a really good look. Obviously had was pretty open, and he's a 40+% 3-point shooter, so you certainly trust him to, when he gets that wide open, to knock it down, and just shot didn't fall. And yeah, I mean, just how close it was, like you said, almost kind of had half a bang in there. And to be that close to talking about a Cavaliers, hey, that was scary, but you still won game one. And now
he part of bangs the G though. He had the BAN in.
Yeah, he did. He had it. He was almost there, but he stopped at the perfect time. And so, I mean, that shot falls. We're talking about Cavaliers up 1-0. It was ugly. You had to scratch and claw to
What's
stay
different
in
with
front.
the Knicks?
But
That's
exactly,
what we'd be saying.
We'd be talking completely different than what ultimately happened, and that was a big time Knicks win.
And Jalen Brunson, 38 points, and he's on his way to being he's already there in Nick Lore, but he can really cement it. I think just with a finals appearance, but with a win and a parade through the Canyon of Heroes, that's it.
Yeah. No,
he's there.
Yeah, he definitely is. And so, yeah, I mean, really, really strong game for him last night. 38 points, like you mentioned, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, had 3 steals, only 3 turnovers. And, the shot wasn't falling from deep, but, he was able to, find other ways to make an impact. 7 for 10 from the free throw line. What he did inside the arc, really, really impressive stuff from him. And, it kind of brings up, even more questions about Cleveland's defense. Obviously a lot of people on James Harden today, just an absolute liability when he's on the defensive end of the court. But they've got to find a way to stop Jalen Brunson.
And Kenny Atkinson postgame trying to defend him as a defensive player when I don't think anybody's ever wanted James Harden out there at money time guarding anyone. You do on the other end, but not defensively. Can Kenny Atkinson recover from this?
That's a good question. I mean, again, these type of losses, it is really hard to bounce back. And I think it's even harder because a lot of times when you have collapses like this, especially in the NBA, it's the players that we're talking about. But today, the big talk has not been about the players. It has been around Kenny Atkinson and keeping those timeouts and some of the different things he did down the stretch of that game last night. And
he kept the grease board clean, didn't call a timeout and draw up anything.
No.
What's he doing with all those timeouts today, walking around in Lower Manhattan? Does that get you anything?
It gets you nothing.
Does it get you a street hot dog?
No, certainly not. Certainly not. I mean, I can't even imagine what the price of those street hot dogs are. And I think Kenny Atkinson, he's got to pay triple already up front. And so, definitely a timeout isn't going to buy him that. So, I mean, and, I'm one that, what was it, a couple years ago when people were ripping Finch for not calling a timeout in a similar situation. I was defending Finch. And, this one, though, completely different because you saw it crumbling around you. You had a million timeouts. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? He's talking after the game. Well, we like to save those timeouts. What's gonna? What is gonna hurt you to call just one timeout and just get everybody together and say, look, everybody calm down, take a second, regather yourself, get your legs, and let's go back out there. So yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of eyeballs on Kenny Atkinson throughout the rest of this series, and we'll see how they're able to bounce back. What is the line? I'm curious for tomorrow night's game after that. 6.5. That's what it was last night. Nothing changed after that showing last night. Nick's still a 6.5 point favorite for tomorrow night's game too. So, I don't know what tomorrow night's going to look like because again, a lot of that game, Cleveland was really impressive. It was just down the stretch. The final half of that second half and then into overtime was just really, really pitiful.
Good buddy of mine had Cavs plus the points last night and the under, rolling along all night with W's until up jumped the devil.
Man, yeah, now that you're feeling good throughout the night, and then that is
overtimes and unders do not play well together.
No, they don't go well together at all.
Life's too short to bet unders, isn't it?
For the most part. I'll throw an under out there every once in a while, but I don't mind cheering on defense.
It's too big of a battle.
Well, it is. It's a lot more stressful than
you're doing all that adding against the time left.
You're exactly right. It's a lot of math that I'm not good at, and I don't want to be doing.
James Harden catching it much more than Donovan Mitchell. Why?
It's the defensive liabilities. I think Donovan Mitchell was.
I didn't see Donovan Mitchell as lockdown guy last night.
No, but again, that's his MO isn't one of the worst defenders in the NBA, and I mean Donovan Mitchell was good last night. 29 points, 12 for 23. It was just he went MIA down the stretch of the game. And so I think that's where a lot of people have a problem with. It's not a problem of what he did in that game last night. It's more of where were you when your team needed you. Whereas, James Harden, I think very easy to watch that game last night and just see a lot of the issues that he had defensively and call him out. James Harden, he's just not a winning player, and I think that's become his label, and I think it's sticking, and so I think he's going to be subject number one, whether it's fair or not. I think today it's very fair, but other games it's probably not as fair, but he's going to get labeled with it because he just is not a winning player.
Clear cut Hall of Fame player. He is not a championship player.
No. No, there's a big difference. I mean, you can be a great player and not be a winning player, and James Harden is just not that type of winner.
About Jalen Brunson. I know there are some examples, but can you ever be the greatest player in franchise history and not be a champion?
Not with the Knicks, I don't think.
I think Ernie Banks is that with the Cubs, and he didn't win it. Ted Williams is definitely that with the Red Sox, and he didn't win one.
Yeah, I mean, it's different based on the type of team you're talking about. Obviously, here, you can't talk about a Grizzly being the greatest Grizzly of all time with the championship because they don't have one. Some of those other places that you talk where it's just not many or very few, or it's been a really long time. It's a lot harder with the Knicks. It's a much richer history. It's been a while, but it is that rich history, and so I don't think I think you got to have the championship to be the best.
4-0 sweep. Kenny Atkinson in danger of losing his job?
I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so. I mean, where are you going to turn? Who are you going to go to replace him? I mean, at this point, there's not a ton of options. I mean, if one of these guys is still available that you really like, maybe, but I don't know if you're gonna get much better than him at this point of the offseason with not a lot of guys available out there and not a lot of options at this point.
They might take one.
Who? The Cavs might take a game?
Cavs may take one win in the series.
Yeah. No, I think they can win a game in the series, but I don't think it's going to be much more than that. It just, again, that type of loss, really, really hard to recover from, and really didn't think the Cavs had a great chance coming into this before.
It had to drag the Grizzlies into it. I was sitting there last night, again, not at all upset over. I was just kind of digesting the whole day of Nashville in a Super Bowl, and then they got to drag us in on the blown lead.
See, I had a different reaction to it. I heard, and I was like, all right, how about that? Memphis getting a shout-out in there. And
that was not the sentiment today after that blown lead.
No, it wasn't. Hey, what was that, 2012? I mean, a lot of times passes. And we can laugh about it now. I mean, completely different era. But we need to get to another break, and when we return, we've got to talk some baseball, Major League Baseball, college baseball, a lot of action going on around the country. We'll discuss it next on Sports Time.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Mercedes-Benz Van Center Memphis has serious vans for serious work. At 4430 American Way, they are the Mid-South source for cargo, passenger, crew vans, and custom chassis. Need one or a full fleet? New or used, they've got it with fleet solutions and custom upfits. Certified techs keep you moving with fast maintenance, repairs, and a large parts inventory. Mercedes-Benz Van Center is your Sprinter Van headquarters, 901-237-9302 or sprintervans.com. Mercedes-Benz Van Center Memphis, part of the Tag Truck Center family, driven to keep you on the road.
The summer sticker sales event is on at Gossett Kia on the Pike. Take your pick, 2026 Kia Sorento LX or 2026 Kia Sportage Hybrid LX, $297 a month. 2026 Kia K4 LXS, only $219 a month. 2027 Kia Telluride S, we Gossett, $449 a month. All 24-month lease and $39.99 to its signing. Plus, Gossett Kia on the Pike's got 2026 EV9, $12,000 off MSRP or 0% for 60 months available, and every Gossett Kia comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Come see Bobby J and get your new Kia today at Gossett Kia. 1900 Covington Pike, online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee, 26 Kia Sorento LX, TG 453,494, MSRP 34,280, Hybrid D 727,170, MSRP 31,865, K4T 33,0941, MSRP 24,825, Telluride VG 005,288, MSRP 44,510, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through KFA, excludes tax, title, license with approved credit dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 6/1/2026.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
It's time to get your backyard ready for the ultimate pool party with a little help from Family Leisure. If you've been sitting on the fence about taking the plunge with a pool, now's the time to take the dive. You want an above-ground pool? Done. Starting at $39.99, and that's with installation. You want an in-ground pool? Take your pick. They start at under $50,000. Accessorize that pool with a patio furniture set starting at just $9.99. Outdoor sectionals? They start at $12.99. In fact, all in-stock patio furniture sets are priced to move. And with select patio furniture sets, you'll get a free umbrella and base. Okay, you aren't looking to get into a pool just yet? Family Leisure has hot tubs that start at just $34.99. Get in shape or stay in shape with a swim spa starting at $16.99. Get your backyard, front yard, side yard, whatever, ready for fun. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Well, a lot of Major League Baseball action, college baseball action, busy time in the world of baseball. A couple finals already around Major League Baseball. The Reds all over the Phillies, 9-4. The Rays, a come-from-behind victory for them. They scored 4 runs in the 8th inning to beat the Orioles 5-3. The Twins, a 4-1 win over the Astros. Couple games in progress right now. Giants D-backs tied 3-3. Rockies on top of the Rangers 4-3. And then the Mariners up 1-0 over the White Sox. So some day action, not a ton, but some interesting games today in Major League Baseball. And then the rest of the slate getting started here in about an hour or so.
Red hot Tampa Bay Rays, aren't they?
Yeah, no, they really are. And you know, we've talked about it with a couple teams this year, but the Rays, they're finding ways to win games. They can go out there and kind of blow you out. They can, take a lead early and not look back. They can go down and come back and win it like they did today against the Orioles. So no, they can. They've got some really fun pieces in that lineup.
33 wins.
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive. It is really, really impressive what they're doing. Some nice pieces, some fun names, and that pitching staff is really getting it done. Holding 3 runs, 9 hits to the Orioles. They scored 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th. That was about it. This Rays team, they've been really impressive.
You know what the Tarps Off crowd what it's brought to Busch Stadium, and it's not the only place in sports doing it, but you know what that I think is offshoot of?
What's that?
Savannah Bananas.
Yeah,
entertainment.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I haven't thought about it like that.
Fun.
Yeah, no, it definitely is fun.
Imagine that fun at the ballpark.
That's right, and they've brought some extra juice, a little bit of life to the ballpark. And I know the Cardinals came out today and kind of said they're going to have a dedicated section for kind of Tarps Off section that anybody can go and kind of have a little party up there. So
yeah.
Should be fun, but you're seeing it kind of all over the place in Major League Baseball. Other places trying to catch on. I know the Rays, they had a little section today, fans with the Tarps Off. So yeah, it's making its rounds. It's kind of the big thing right now across Major League Baseball. It
is National League Central staying at 500 or better. The Reds got a little more working margin. They're now 2 over with beating they were red hot Phillies, with the start that Don Matting has had, they're now 20. The Phillies are now 25-25. If the Pirates lose tonight, though, we'll have one team under 500 in the Central. Wow. If they win, keep it going. How long can it last? Can it go all the way through Memorial Day?
I don't know about that. It feels like
it's a good stretch.
No, it's been a really good stretch. And so, like you said, we'll see what happens tonight with the Cardinals and the Pirates. That was a fun one last night. We'll see what McGreevy has for the Cardinals later tonight as well. But no, that was a scary game last night for the Cardinals, but it was fun.
Me, the big baseball take guy, I'm watching Herrera's at bat in the bottom of the 10th. Two runners on, but bases loaded. No, two runners on. Two on. And his first swing, I mean, it looked like he was trying to park it into Ballpark Village. And the analyst, who was the analyst? Was it Brad Thompson? One of the announcers said, just need to make contact. He didn't criticize him, but I'm thinking, why swing like that? Just a duck snort's all you need. Next pitch, same thing. Just came out of his shoes. So then I'm going, quit swinging for the fences. Just put the ball in play and you win 7-6. Next pitch, he parks it 9-6.
Oh man, I
started laughing. Just you know nothing.
Well, no, it's that happens sometimes. And man, I'm saying he's probably my favorite player on this roster.
I thought he was going to injure himself. He swung so hard in all three.
No, he definitely
the 2 strikes
did.
And the clout.
It's just lucky he connected on that last one and sent it over the outfield wall. So no, we'll see if maybe the Cardinals can make it look a little easier tonight, because that was scary. But some interesting pitching matchups later tonight. Some interesting games, including Shohei Ohtani on the mound tonight on the road against the Padres. So some good baseball later tonight. But we need to wrap. Well, go ahead.
First time complete implosion from Riley O'Brien all year.
No, that was rough. And that was scary. I mean, when that happened, because like you said, we haven't seen that really this season. When that happened, I was like, all right, good try, but the Pirates have won this one. But no, good, fun game last night for the Cardinals. But let's wrap up this first hour, get to a break, and when we return, we're talking some golf. John Goen from Timber Trust, he joins us next.
Running a business is hard enough, but cleaning a business? Your time's too valuable for that. You need High-Low Commercial Services, dedicated professional cleaners with 15 years of cleaning experience. High-Low customizes your cleaning needs, and you get the JRD guarantee. We clean until you're satisfied. Shopping center, retail spaces, medical, legal offices, High-Low cleans it all. Visit MrCleanTeam.com. That is MrCleanTeam, MrCleanTeam.com for High-Low Commercial Services.
Old Dominick Distillery is pure Memphis spirit, all the way from the winning atmosphere at their downtown distillery to award-winning craft spirits. And there's always something happening. Saturday, May 23rd, you're invited to Old Dominick's Crawfish Boil. Rock out to music by the Risky Whiskey Boys. Eat big and wash it all down with a craft cocktail or local beer. Old Dominick Distillery. Come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. Learn more at olddominick.com.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At Fiveash, we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. Fiveash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
You know that feeling when something is supposed to be complicated and then it's not? That's the Dobbs Brothers way. For your new Chevrolet, there's no games, no runaround, no surprises, just straight answers from people who actually mean them. Buying a car shouldn't feel like a battle, and at Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, it doesn't. Trust, transparency, and driving our community forward. That's the Dobbs Brothers way. Shop Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet of Bartlett today.
Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, come hang out on the back porch. An hour full of the hottest topics and important people around the SEC and only the SEC. The Back Porch, Saturday morning at 10 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Sports 56 traffic.
Afternoon traffic-wise, we're still moving right now through the Midtown area. Just heavy traffic right on schedule. And certain spots out here on 240 looks like it's gotten heavier eastbound, passing Mill Branch tomorrow all the way over and to get on to 385 Billmorris Parkway. Crank it up pretty good, already headed out towards Collierville. Bridal season, it's just around the corner. Shop local this year. Save a lot of money. You always save money when you go there first at Weimer's Jewelry on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
When you hear the sound of coming, hear the drums drumming, I want you to join together.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and another week, another golf tournament. The CJ Cup, Byron Nelson gets started tomorrow. We'll talk about that. We'll make our picks. We'll also talk about everything that happened over the weekend in the PGA Championship. A lot of fun, but we do got to talk golf. We do it at this time each and every week with John Goen from Timber Trust. John, thanks so much for joining us. I know we're going to talk a lot about Timber Trust. It's usually how we start the segment, but man, what a weekend of golf, John. That was fun over the weekend.
I don't even know how to take that. I feel like that's a similar tone as to when we're making our picks and we're talking about how good our picks are. I feel like that there's some sarcasm in that whole conversation right there.
I vaguely remember somebody on the show saying that there was no way Aaron Rye would win the tournament over the weekend.
By the way, I have officially now inked a deal with Aaron Rye's team. I am now his inspirational speaker. That's right. I've been brought on, after this past weekend and absolutely trashing him. Absolutely. I texted Brett on Sunday, and I'm like, this is like a pillow fight out here right now. I mean, nobody wanted to do anything on Sunday until Aaron Rye makes the turn after making eagle on 9 and then just goes full send after that. Yeah. So it was not overly exciting to watch. It was very U.S. Open-esque, just watching the wheels fall off of everybody playing golf at that place over the weekend. It was pretty crazy, but the golf course played extremely hard. The wind was up. Very interesting. I mean, Aronimink has hosted when they were rotating the BMW. Aronimink has hosted a BMW event, and I just don't remember Aronimink being that hard of a golf course. But clearly, rough was definitely up. Not a real large intermediate cut. It was like you get one mower length, and you're going to be in the deep stuff right off the fairway.
Straight to the bottom.
And straight to the bottom. I mean, there's no density in, I guess that was Kentucky bluegrass or whatever kind of rough they've got up there. But, golf course was extremely difficult, and the greens didn't get out of control, but boy, you could tell those guys couldn't be real aggressive with putting while they were there. So it was interesting to say the least. Like I said, very U.S. Open-esque, where although Rye got to 9 under par, I texted Brett after Justin Thomas finished at 5 under. I mean, you got to think based off of what's going on that he had a legitimate chance to win. And I mean, again, until Aaron Rye did what he did, Justin Thomas, you almost felt like was going to win that golf tournament sitting in the clubhouse for 2+ hours.
Yeah, and John, I talk all the time about low man wins, par is just a number. But here's something I do think we as Sunday afternoon viewers really want. We want to see somebody win. We don't want to see somebody survive. And the survivor factor, that's synonymous with U.S. Opens. But at Augusta with 13 and 15 and the par 3 16 and even the 17, the Jack Nicklaus famous putt in 86 and what 18 can give you, and really what 18 gave us this year at Augusta with Rory, way out of whack but still able to get in and win. But Sunday was just survival, and that makes for a pillow fight feeling, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if you really go back and you watch, I mean, again, I mean, Aaron Rye makes that eagle on 9, and whatever he found down that hole carried over the entire back 9. I mean, he was definitely the most solid player Sunday after, he kind of rights the ship, on his front side. But it was, I mean, but I really felt like all 4 days. I mean, heck, Friday, Scotty Scheffler and those guys are 4 or 3 over par, just a few holes in. The wind's blowing sideways. The greens are way too firm. The golf course is playing extremely difficult. I mean, Matt Fitzpatrick was 4 over par through 5 or 6 holes or something crazy like that. And I mean, again, the whole entire golf course in all 4 days it looked like those guys were worn out at the end of every single round of golf. They could have gone home and, slept for a full day and maybe been able to recover from just the beating that they took out there during the course of their round.
And long rounds, too. Those were 5.5 hour rounds.
Yeah, and, and I don't know. I don't know whether you try shrinking fields down to go to just twosomes. I don't know what it is, but PGA has had a pace of play problem for decades, and although they say they want to try to address it, they don't do a very good job of addressing it. And and unfortunately, that bleeds over into country club and public golf, players, because they watch those guys and they watch them, plumb bob and step off, and granted there's nobody, I guess, screaming obscenities at them to where they got to back off 6 or 7 times unless it's their buddies they're playing with. But I mean, a lot of that just bleeds into it. Aim point, yardage book in my hand, or looking at GPS multiple times trying to figure out my yardage. What's the wind doing? We've got to figure out a way to speed it up, because I mean we all don't have all that much time. I mean, for decades we've talked about people have 90-minute blocks, and how many of those 90-minute blocks can we get from a golf perspective? And to get 3 or 4 of them is pretty much impossible because everybody's busy with families and other things, activities. And, we've got to figure out a way to be able to keep golfers moving, to get our rounds and our time down from a playing perspective.
I very much agree. And, John, I think a lot of slow play by weekend players, they see it on TV, and then they think that makes them look smart playing like that and looking at a putt from 91 directions.
Oh, I mean, again, look, if you want to talk about the influence that the play, if you want to talk about the influence players have, we talked about this, I think, last year. I didn't watch a lot of drive chip putt this year, but how many $600 lab putters are in kids' bags nowadays?
Great point.
$600 putters, because who's playing with them? The guys on tour are playing with them.
Yeah.
J.J. Spahn's playing with them. Lucas Glover's playing with them. These guys are playing with these putters, and the kids are like, that's what I want. That's what I need to be playing with. These guys are, successful with it.
The
and
Magic
my
Club.
God, that's what I need to be playing with.
Yep. No.
I mean, that is insane to have a $600 putter in a 12-year-old's golf bag at a drive chip putt event.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, no need for that at all. But you talk about putts. That putt from Aaron Rye on 17 on Sunday, I mean, that was electric.
Very J.J. Spahn reminiscent
Really
there,
was.
isn't it? A
Sure
putt
was.
that you're like, I mean, the guys are like, he's just trying to get this close, and realistically, they didn't feel like he had a chance to even get it close. From an announcer's perspective, but just an incredible putt. I mean, for it to be uphill, back down the hill, not let it get away from him. I mean, speed was absolutely perfect. His reaction to me was much more of, oh my gosh, that just went in. And then he kind of had to look at his caddy to go, oh, I am supposed to react here somehow. So he gives it the kind of last second little fist pump, and you're like, okay, I would maybe have liked to have seen a little bit more. I mean, that gives you like a 3-shot lead now going into the last hole, or a 4-shot lead going into the last hole. Let's just see a little bit more emotion. But yeah, I mean, it is different than J.J. Spahn. J.J., had the guy putting in front of him, and so he really was able to see the line. He just had to get the speed right. Now, granted, on a putt that length, you still got to find that. I mean, his putt was just as incredible. But, for him to not have anybody in front of him having to hit a similar type putt and to get the speed right, the line right, is, I'm sure that CBS potentially showed the stat. I mean, probably 0.001% chance of him making that putt.
Wow.
Would be my thought. Based off of break and speed and length, you got to think his chances of making that putt were pretty slim.
John, the business side of golf today, the hits just kept on coming. Live United States contemplating filing for bankruptcy, and the PGA Tour talking about major changes from Sports Business Journal reporting major changes more for 28 than anything else. But we feel like there will be some changes for next year. We know Kapalua, we know the Sony, we know other places are wiped out for next year. What do you think about the changes for 28, and how do you think it affects Memphis for 27 and 28?
I think it's, clearly a lot of it from a Memphis perspective is going to depend on FedEx and what FedEx is willing to accept, for lack of a better term. We all know that there's been a lot of talk about, this event's going to move back to the spring, probably turn into a signature event more than likely, and things along those lines. I don't know whether FedEx is okay with that. I don't know whether they are not okay with that. And, we've discussed, obviously, that's going to be pretty challenging from a golf course perspective. I mean, you got to think if you're next year in May, you're going to float right around this window. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but the last forecast I looked at is there's pretty much chances of rain for about the next 10 to 14 days. And and you're getting ready to host a PGA Tour event, that's probably not the most ideal situation for new golf course superintendent Eddie Chittum and his crew. But, I think, Brett, as we've discussed in the past, I mean, the smaller markets are going to definitely be impacted by any schedule changes. So, you look at John Deere, you look at New Orleans, you look at Detroit, you look at the event up at Twin Cities, could very well look at Memphis. I still think though, the Wyndham, I still think that as you kind of take a hard look at it, I mean, is FedEx going to be okay? Is FedEx still going to even really sponsor the FedEx Cup? I mean, similar to the Schwab Cup now on the Champions Tour. I mean, that was a different cup before it turned into the Schwab Cup. I mean, are we looking now at kind of the end of an era with the FedEx Cup and a renaming of that from a season-long perspective and the potential that FedEx is out of golf altogether? It would be extremely unfortunate. It would be the end of an era, obviously here from a Memphis perspective. But it's going to be extremely interesting to see what the next, once we get through 27, the 28 changes, because that, I think that's new TV deal right around that time and everything else. So,
correct.
Already read, clearly they're looking at adding, Seattle, Denver, Boston, places like that, to the schedule. I don't know. Denver's an interesting one to me. Seattle's always been a pretty big golf town. They've hosted a couple PGA championships out there, or at least, I guess, one in 1998. They've had a Champions Tour event out there for a while. But, Sahali Country Club is a good golf course that they've, hosted the majors at in the past. So I would tend to think that they would look at, a place like that to be able to host. We're about normal, I think, in the day and age of major sports in our country. I mean, the small markets kind of lose out, and the bigger markets are going to be the ones that win from this whole thing.
Yeah, no, it feels like that's the way it's heading, as unfortunate as it is. I know y'all had an event this past weekend, the SIP Championship. You were telling us last week. I'm pretty sure you said it was sold out. How'd that event go, and how's everything down at Timber Trust?
Yeah, we had a great time. I mean, sell out. We're already halfway to sell out with our next event, which is, obviously June the 20th with U.S. Open, in conjunction with the U.S. Open. So if you are looking to sign up, make sure you kind of get out ahead of that one pretty quickly, since we kind of cap everything on that day. But had a great time this weekend. The weather was perfect. Everybody enjoyed themselves. Had some Philly cheesesteaks for lunch. Felt like that was pretty apropos, for where the PGA was at. So, but yeah, no, really good event. Golf course is coming along. Finally got some growing weather this week with some warmer temps. And kind of seeing some things. Today's rain will help. I tend to think that once, you kind of drain out a little bit, ground's going to really kind of soak a lot of this up. We're still pretty dry. And since you are kind of growing a little bit, you'll probably see a pretty good jump from this. So, just continuing to do, some normal cultural practices for us. Started verticutting greens very lightly this week, in conjunction with our top dressing, and really kind of noticed a really good change in the putting surfaces, smoothing out and everything from our verticut. So happy about that. Kind of saw some green speed increase, after not mowing greens for a couple of days, just between a top dress and some vertical mowing. So, pretty happy about that. And overall, golf course it's still early, but it's nice to see some growing weather finally, and just allowing us to kind of continue to recover from winter at this point.
You never get a complaint in the shop for too fast, do you?
No, you get a lot of, oh my gosh, the greens are fast, but you don't ever go, they're too fast. You don't get a lot of that.
Interesting. Yeah. No, but yeah.
But you can't, at the same time, you don't want to get them too fast, because then you really start messing around with pace of play.
You sure do. with 4
A lot
and
of 3 putts, 4 putts.
putting. Yeah.
That is a good point. All right, well, let's get to picks the Byron Nelson this week. I got the first.
Hey, but before we do that, can I ask a quick question?
Please.
Since basically there's only one guy in the field that's below 21, or I guess above 21. Basically, if any of our picks win this week, do we automatically just get double?
We can.
I like it. I like it. I don't like it coming from you, but feels like you're plotting something.
Basically a shock pick this week.
It's a shock field.
Siwoo Kim's 24.
Now, you know, we don't change any rules unless it's unanimity. So I'm fine by it, Bryant. Yay or nay?
I don't know. I feel like John's plotting something here. I guess I'll say we'll see how it plays out.
We're going back to the Rob Fisher days. We just make the rules up as we go.
It feels like
Rob would mid-weekend. He would. He'd text us on Saturday. Oh, guys, it's
Rob Fisher would have sent you a text saying, since I mentioned Aaron Rye's name, I should automatically win quad for a shock pick.
Hope he's listening. We got him at 5. Landon, well, you okay with everybody playing double?
Fine by me.
So that would be quad for the second pick?
I think we just go double
across the board.
I think just blanket double. I don't know about the quad. That's the
lead it off. I like it. Look, I'm in next to last. I always like double. Double up to catch up always works in any wagering, right, John?
So
absolutely.
I don't know. I feel like there's some funny business going on somewhere, but we'll see how the weekend plays out, and then if we have to address it.
Bryant may want to change during the weekend back.
It might be.
Right?
All right, with all that being said, I'm first, right? I'm first pick.
You are.
Okay. Jordan Spieth.
You are kidding me.
I'm not kidding you.
Okay. Scotty Scheffler.
Wow. Brian, are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling great. Having a great day.
We talked about it earlier.
Yeah, we did. We discussed it. Not that I strategized with it.
Y'all confirmed lunacy?
No.
I didn't say either which way.
I got into a conversation before I got on the show. I thought Landon and I were just going to talk through the whole segment.
I thought you were too.
We got off on a few tangents.
We might have.
We did too.
And we almost went the whole segment.
I was about to ask him on air what y'all were doing.
We noticed.
Yeah,
Landon, you're lost.
We were talking about Phil Collins, and then Landon, for some weird reason, brought up the Tarzan soundtrack.
Great soundtrack.
And how that got him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I completely don't understand that rationale.
Interesting.
But
it
whatever.
didn't. It was just a niche comment about a great soundtrack.
Huh. Interesting. I like that.
I like Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Love Phil Collins.
I like
great.
Phil Collins.
He's cool.
Sounds like John doesn't like Phil Collins.
No, it sounds like you don't.
I
want to
like
make your
Phil
pick.
Collins. I just don't understand the Tarzan soundtrack. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It is a good soundtrack.
It's a great soundtrack.
I'm there with you on that.
God.
It is a good soundtrack.
It absolutely
Did
is.
you guys grow up as kids listening to it or something? I mean,
Yeah, of course.
It absolutely did.
Oh,
That's exactly
Does
what
that explain
happened.
taking Jordan Spieth over Scotty Scheffler?
No, I mean,
Maybe.
Jordan Spieth's been playing good golf. I mean, good lord. Man can't make a pick.
Well, with all that said, I'm going to go with Siwoo Kim.
All right, Siwoo.
Okay, John.
I don't know what's going on today. Like, all of a sudden I throw out something about double, and everybody goes off the rails here.
Well, I mean,
I'm just trying to have fun over here.
I was going to take Scheffler 1 if I could get him. I just can't imagine. I couldn't imagine getting him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll go with Brooks Koepka.
All
Why
right.
not?
Brooksy.
Yeah, why not?
Go for it.
Wow, John, that's pretty crazy.
I think.
Yes.
Now that was sarcasm.
You are right.
I think Koepka's getting closer. Bryant, you're shocked that would only win double.
I am so excited for this pick. I was so worried that he was not going to be on the board for the second pick. I almost took him with my first pick, but I took my chances. Give me Ryo Hisatsune.
Okay.
Love a little Rio action.
Okay. I like that.
Wow.
My shock, give me Max Grieserman.
All right. Landon?
Greiserman, but I'll give you that.
Greiserman, thank you.
John, I feel like we should hound that a little bit more, because if I recall last year in my first pick, I got hounded pretty hard for mispronouncing some names here. So
I wish you were in my seat. It was a weekly occurrence when I started this.
well, that's okay. Well, I guess we'll just breeze right on over.
Rio. I mean, that one. I was sweating when I started saying that.
You nailed it all. Good job.
Yeah, I guess we'll just we'll breeze right over.
Brett's kind of the elder statesman
He's
here.
OG.
You don't like supposed to bear too much.
He's got the senior division on lock.
That's right.
The young guys, you can kind of give them a little bit more grief. Brett, you got to pick and choose your shots. That's just not a shot I'm willing to take right now.
Well, that's very big of you. And with that, my shock pick, I'm going to go with my cousin, Matty Schmid.
Oh, great pick. I was going to say you almost had to take him before the year was over. John?
Sung J.M.
All right.
Okay.
I like it.
I do too.
I like it. I think there's a winner somewhere in there.
This course, though, they're going to tear it up, aren't they, John?
Oh, they'll beat the stew out of this thing. Yes, they do every year.
Great use of first letter S word.
That's right. Yes.
Very good, John.
Absolutely will. John, before we let you go, tell us more about Timber Trust. Weather not great this weekend, but how can people book a tee time?
I try not to get you guys too worried about some of my language because it can happen. But
that's why we're just trying to move on.
I'm a lot more cognizant of my word choices with y'all than I am in normal life there. So, but two-man scramble will probably happen tomorrow night. Looks like the weather's decent through tomorrow. Friday we do have some rain chances. Saturday actually looks okay before some rain again Sunday. So, kind of take your chances. The last couple of times we've gotten this much rain, we've been off the path pretty much the next day after kind of given the golf course, a full day to kind of drain down and everything. So pretty optimistic about tomorrow and being off the path and then just, trying to get everything put back together from, all the rain. So tomorrow should be a pretty decent day. You can call us 662-895-3530 or visit us at timbertrustgolf.com to book your tee times. You can follow us on social, Facebook and Instagram at Timber Trust Golf Course. And then this weekend, same thing. No events or anything really going on, so tee time should be open for Saturday. That'll probably be the day most everybody's looking to get out. And again, those numbers 662-895-3530 or visit us at timbertrustgolf.com to be able to book the tee times online.
John, enjoy the weekend, and we'll talk to you again next Wednesday.
Guys, thanks so much. Should be more birdies this weekend than there were last weekend, so y'all enjoy golf.
Thanks, John.
It will be. Thank you, John. John going with us, talking golf every week. Appreciate John so much, and It will be a great weekend down there for all of Memorial Weekend. I'm no meteorologist. I can't explain that hole in the forecast for Saturday and how it looks so nice and everything around it doesn't.
Well, that's great because I had not seen that hole in the forecast. It feels like every time I go and look at the forecast, it is just rain until like next month. It feels like. I mean, it is a lot of rain in the forecast. So I'm glad to see that. But I do get in arguments with my girlfriend. She tells me that the different weather apps that you use give you different forecasts, and I tell her that makes no sense. Well, what do you mean they give you different forecasts? And she
do you have more than one weather app?
I do, but I don't use any of them. They're on my phone. I just don't.
What's your go-to?
Just the Apple app. It's just easy.
Oh, it's just the standard factory issue.
It's easy to get to. They don't have a radar on there though. If I need a radar, I go to the Weather Channel. But
I met our friends at Channel 3.
How about that?
They're on our side.
They are on our side. Let's say that's a good one to have. Phil Collins.
In the air tonight.
What started that conversation?
Well, he asked how I was doing, and I said, like Phil Collins would say, it's another day in paradise.
Oh, okay.
All right.
The whole time, I didn't want to bring it up because it felt like things were getting off the rails. But ever since that got brought up, I was like, how in the world did, hey, John, you ready to go with the guys, turn into a whole conversation about Phil Collins? But
Phil Collins, the rare lead singer, drummer.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is fun. About
well, then I was making a sarcastic comment saying it wasn't sarcastic that he got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame solo in April.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was because of the Tarzan soundtrack, which was a joke. But I don't know if John knew that was a joke.
It's great.
That did it.
It's great. It's good. It's a good soundtrack.
John says that the Apple Weather app is the worst.
I've been told that. I don't. I'm no meteorologist am I. I just tell me the weather, man. I just need.
And the best forecast is the one you wake up to and look outside.
Right. I go outside, see what it's looking like, and then
time of the year.
Exactly.
August probably hot.
That's right.
February probably cold.
I'll figure it out. I feel like I can. There's dark clouds over there. They don't look so good.
I
feel like I can
64.
figure it out.
I think I can figure
Sure. I think you've got it. But we need to get to another break. When we return, we've got to talk some more NBA. Spurs and Thunder. Game 2 later tonight on NBC. We'll talk about tonight's matchup and if the Thunder can even it at 1 apiece. We'll talk about it next on Sports Time.
Be sure to download our Hub 901 app for instant access to Sports 56 and all the Flynn broadcasting stations from anywhere. Go to the App Store and get the Hub 901 app today.
It's time to get your backyard ready for the ultimate pool party with a little help from Family Leisure. If you've been sitting on the fence about taking the plunge with a pool, now's the time to take the dive. You want an above-ground pool? Done. Starting at $39.99, and that's with installation. You want an in-ground pool? Take your pick. They start at under $50,000. Accessorize that pool with a patio furniture set starting at just $9.99. Outdoor sectionals, they start at $12.99. In fact, all in-stock patio furniture sets are priced to move. And with select patio furniture sets, you'll get a free umbrella and base. Okay, you aren't looking to get into a pool just yet? Family Leisure has hot tubs that start at just $34.99. Get in shape or stay in shape with a swim spa starting at $16,999. Get your backyard, front yard, side yard, whatever, ready for fun. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
All 650 acquisition fee, 26 Kia Sorento LX, TG 453 494, MSRP 34280, hybrid D 727 1780, MSRP 31865, K4T 330941, MSRP 24825, Telluride VG 005 MSRP 44510, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through KFA, excludes tax title license with approved credit, dealer stock only, see dealer for complete details, offer valid through 6/1/2026. Hey, Jeff Allen, I hear you've got the summer sticker sales event on now at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah. What's the scoop, Jeff?
The scoop is take your pick, 2026 Kia Sorento LX or a 2026 Kia Sportage Hybrid LX, $297 a month. 2026 Kia K4 LXS, $219 per month. And a 2027 Kia Telluride S, $449 per month. All 24-month lease and $39.99 due at signing.
Plus, you've got the 2026 EV9, $12,000 off MSRP or 0% for 60 months available, and they're all equipped with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
A long life is wonderful, but it comes with changes as you age. So when you're ready to change your home, Town Village Audubon Park is the perfect choice. Incredible location, amazing amenities, including a pool, all-inclusive dining, and on-site medical care so you can age in place. Monthly rental with no buy-in lets you make current choices. Apartments include full kitchen, washer and dryer, bi-weekly housekeeping, and all basic utilities. Landscape courtyards make it easy to get sunshine and fresh air. Gated parking keeps you ready to go. And the Town Village Dog Park keeps your fur baby close by your side. Hi, I'm Max. My wife Jean and I moved into Town Village Audubon Park 18 months ago. It's the best decision we ever made. We have made friends here and take part in lots of social activities. It's a comfortable life. So if you're thinking of making a change, come see me and Town Village Audubon Park. I think you'll like it as much as we do. And look, new friends.
This traffic brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery. Come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. Learn more at olddominick.com.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. Starting a bit busier here in the last few minutes, trying to push up through parts of Midtown on 240, especially northbound up by Union. As traffic heads south of Memphis, it's on the increase quite a bit, actually. 55 southbound down through South Haven. A little bit of radar out through parts of Fayette County this afternoon. There was also heavy traffic at times, 40 east and west. As you head out towards Fayette County there around Canada Road. Hey, don't let a slipping transmission make things worse on your car or truck. Having transmission problems, it's okay. Come to Amco Transmissions, 2 locations in Memphis. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Going back into Sports Time, Bryant and Brett with you. And earlier we talked about last night's game between the Knicks and the Cavaliers. But tonight, game 2 in the Western Conference, the Thunder and the Spurs. We know what happened in game 1. Really impressive what the Spurs were able to do. So, Brett, what happens tonight? Game 2 in Oklahoma City. That spread is around where it was for game 1. What do you see later tonight?
If it tops Monday night, if somehow you come up with a description and how it plays out, the proverbial breaking Twitter could occur.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
just almost no way.
It feels like it would be very hard to top what we saw in game 1, but these two teams,
triple overtime.
I mean, hey, that would certainly top it. I think that would be the definition of topping game 1 would be if this one tonight goes to 3 overtimes.
Wembanyama goes logo at the end of regulation, end of first overtime, end of second overtime, and wins it with third overtime.
Well, that breaks. The planet might explode if
that breaks blue sky.
Yeah, I don't know. That just. I think the world would.
Can blue sky be broken?
Brett, I'm not as well
versed like a PBS special
on blue sky, so I don't know what it takes to break blue sky. But
I think Good Morning could break blue sky.
It could. It definitely could. But I'm curious what OKC looks like tonight, how they come out against this San Antonio Spurs team. A lot of people talking about some of the issues. It's with any of these games. The team that loses, you're going to talk about those issues. You spelled it out perfectly earlier. Of if Cleveland had held on, even if it was that Sam Merrill 3 at the end of regulation. Exactly. We're talking about all the issues with the Knicks. But today, instead, nobody's talking about any issues with the Knicks. Everybody's talking about the issues with the Cavaliers. Same here with the Spurs and Thunder series. It's just the team that lost, they're going to get the criticism. It's going to be that's the team that has to go in there and change things and try to come out with a win. But very important tonight for OKC at home to get this win. No way you can go to San Antonio down 2-0.
Everybody out there just so conspiratorial, just always puppet masters, always somebody, kind of choreographing. No, it's not. Not with sports.
No.
Monday night was special for any year, any time. Last night was really good. If the networks could plan, they take something even approaching the last 2 nights tonight and going forward. I do like that we're in the rat-a-tat-tat of a game every day.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that it's just the one game and you can really just put all your focus on that one game and really take it all in. So it's a nice kind of pace that we finally gotten to.
And I think you're getting a lot of people off how the Monday night played out, and even last night, engaged and really looking forward to tonight 7:30 on NBC.
Absolutely, no question. I mean, the way that game played out, I think a lot of people really excited to see. Hey, what does Act 2 look like? Can that top it? Can that even come anywhere close? Because there are a lot of questions. And
what would you do different if you're Oklahoma City?
I think we talked about it yesterday. I think you got to be a lot more physical with Wemby. I think you got to be creative with how you attack him. Obviously, he's going to get his. He's a very special player. But
you spread those fouls out.
I think so. I think you just got to be creative in how you use some of these big men for Oklahoma City. I think they got a little comfortable. I've heard everybody talking about how just Isaiah Hartenstein is just unplayable in this series. You just can't put him out there because of his limitations offensively. But I think the exact opposite. I think you need to use more of Hartenstein and really, try to play more physical, try to do some creative things to try to, engage him with Victor Wembanyama and try to cause some issues. I think that will free Chet up a little bit more if he's out there, and free up some of these guards a little bit, because, you are seeing right now, and you saw it late, especially in that game, they're running zones, and I think the Spurs are going to continue to run zones and really make it tough for SGA, because they know at any point he can get to the rim or make something happen, and SGA kind of struggles against the zone, especially a zone with length, and that's what the Spurs have. So you got to be creative if you're OKC, and the problem is they haven't been faced with this sort of problem in a very long time, and so how do they come to the drawing board and say, here's exactly what we have to do against this team?
When was the last time they got anywhere close to must win?
I think you're
Life's
talking.
been good.
It's been really good. I mean, you're talking about last year. Around this time, they go down 1-0 in the Western Conference Finals last year, and I think we were having similar conversations of, man, you don't want to go on the road down 2-0. And then it was the same thing in the NBA Finals where they go down 1-0 against the Pacers, and so they've been in this situation before. But
this ain't the Pacers.
It's not Minnesota either. This is a different beast, and so can they answer the bell? And it's got to be answered tonight. Again, you cannot go to San Antonio in a 2-0 hole. I mean, that would be really, really tough to get out of.
And Bryant, 10, 12 years from now, we could be looking back and go, golly, we owe Hartenstein an apology.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's playable against him.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's really tough, and I think, the big issue with Hartenstein is because of kind of his struggle shooting the ball, and, it's just kind of it allows Wemby to become an additional defender for somebody else, mainly against SGA. And so I understand the people saying don't put him out there, but I think because everybody's saying don't put him out there, I think that's when you need to, try different things and try to find a way for him.
Attack on offense, attack the rim on offense. Make Wembanyama be the traditional post defender. Don't let him where he can kind of go out there and alter threes.
Yeah, no, and that's the big issue. And I think the question then is, do you use some more of these 3-point shooters? I know there's been a lot of talk after last game. Isaiah Joe only played I think 14 seconds was the official amount of minutes that he logged. But I've heard he was dealing with an illness, and that's why he didn't play. Jared McCain didn't get a lot of run in that game. Only 18 minutes. So can they try to use a couple of these shooters that, especially Jared McCain, doesn't give you a ton defensively, but can you find ways to put these guys out there so they can knock down threes for you? Because, 38% from three in that first game, I know the Spurs didn't only shot 30%. They're just not a, real 3-point shooting team. If you're the Thunder, you need to take and make threes, and they just weren't able to do that in game one.
Oklahoma City, we've talked a lot about, are they, and maybe they are, entering into dynastic years. There's no dynasty with winning one.
No, and so that'll be the question. I think we all wrote it up as they won last year, they're gonna win it again this year. Here we go.
Here we go. Too, didn't we?
We did, and obviously it's easy now to say I think this Thunder
we didn't for Giannis in Milwaukee.
No. But we did for Denver, and I think it is easy to say this OKC team is a lot different from Denver, but that's also hindsight. We've seen this Denver team over the last couple of years. Nobody was saying that after they won the first one. I feel pretty confident that there is more, even if they get knocked out in this round, that they still will have a dynastic run. But I think we're going to see a lot of Spurs and OKC, and they might be trading places every year, every couple of years of who represents the West in the NBA Finals. But I think this series is here to stay, and we're going to get a bunch of it.
I think tonight for Oklahoma City, they can have other players step up and start. SGA can probably do more or better than 24. Jalen Williams, 26 or so again. I don't think there's any way Caruso has a better game.
Yeah, it's hard to ask for that. I mean, game of his life in game one. How do you?
You kind of wasted the Caruso game.
You did, and how do you respond to that? I think the big question is, you mentioned Jalen Williams. What does Jalen Williams look like tonight? Coming back, just getting his legs back after missing a lot of time with injury and had those 26 points. Can you get another 26 for him, or are you, needing somebody else to step up and be that offensive piece for you? So there are a lot of questions for this Oklahoma City team. I'm not sure if De'Aaron Fox is going to go for the Spurs or not, but they showed with what Dylan Harper can do that they can make it go with or without him on the court. So should be really, really entertaining tonight. 7 o'clock on NBC for Game 2 between these two teams.
We are so proud to be in partnership, in a great relationship with Landers Ford in Collierville. They are the title sponsor of this hour, and we thank them so much. The number one Ford dealership in the Mid-South. Landers Ford, your trusted destination for a vehicle that will fit any lifestyle with a seamless shopping experience from vehicle choice to financing and service. From the Ford Escape to the rugged F-150 to the adventurous Bronco, every vehicle built with those Ford tough standards. The Ford F-150, America's best-selling truck. SUVs like the Ford Escape, the Ford Explorer, Ford Broncos, the Ford Expedition, and everything farther right now like the EVs and all the hybrids. Transparency and professionalism you can count on, and long-term support and friendship at Landers Ford you can count on. Oil changes, tires rotated, anything service-related. Go online, schedule when it suits you the best. It'll be done quickly to meet your very busy, hectic schedule. Landers Ford, active in our community in Collierville at 2082 West Poplar Avenue, or online at LandersFordMemphis.com. If it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
Well, let's get to another break, and when we return, it'll be time for Big Number of the Day.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgos. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, there's some things about the Rendezvous I want to talk about. For example, we make it really easy to park. We have valet parking right at Monroe Street in our alley. We also want to make it easy for people to get to-go orders. You can now park in our alley right at our front door and put your flashers on. People also forget that we take reservations for 6 or more. And we have a wonderful party room upstairs that can accommodate people for rehearsal dinners, birthday parties, reunions, graduations. Our rooms seat between 25 and 275 people. And everything at the Rendezvous can be packed to go. Brett, we also do catering. See our menu online, and we can even deliver for groups of 15 or more. So if you have any questions, always feel free to call us at the Rendezvous because we answer our phone ourselves. You'll never hear, please listen carefully for our menu has changed. Press 1 for reservations, press 2 for hours, press 3 for catering, or if you know your party's 9-digit extension number and the first 3 letters of their mother's maiden name, dial it now. Come see us at the Rendezvous.
Since 1948, the Rendezvous.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
Do you want a greener, more weed-free lawn? And if you're like me, you can't stand the sight of dandelions, clover, or especially crabgrass. Hi, I'm Brandon Hawley, president of Lawn Solutions. We are your locally owned and operated weed control and fertilization company. We are also experts in disease and insect control on your lawn and landscape. Our uniformed technicians are full-time, year-round licensed and certified by the state of Tennessee. Lawn Solutions' personalized service is far more superior to that of national companies that promise but simply cannot deliver. We return phone calls, we keep appointments, and we want your business. What we will not do is bother you with endless phone calls or junk mail. Lawn Solutions will not sell you something your lawn doesn't need. If you're looking for a local lawn care company to kill your weeds and feed your grass, then Lawn Solutions is the finest. Call us at 867-5626. That's 867-5626. Or go online at lawnsolutionsinc.net. From our family to yours, we want to thank you for your business.
Volkswagen Driver Days is on at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike, and it's drivers wanted. If you're looking for sporty, we Gossett 2026 Jetta S, just $249 a month, $249 $249 a month for Jetta S. How about 2025 Tiguan S, $269 a month? Yes, brand new Tiguan S, $269 a month. And Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike wants to get you vacation ready in 2026 Atlas SE, $329 a month. That's only $329 a month for a brand new Atlas SE. If you're ready for a new ride, we got you covered at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike. So get to Gossett Volkswagen today at 1875 Covington Pike. Online, GossettVWMemphis.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Atlas TC 564,681, MSRP 41,911, Jetta TMO 312,217, MSRP 25,791, Tiguan TMO 43,763, MSRP 32,881. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must be financed through Volkswagen Credit PF 895. Excludes tax title license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer in 6126. Dealer stock only.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Brian Dacus.
And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brand. It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy.
What up, big guy?
I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
Well, Brett, my big number comes from that game last night, and you mentioned it. A lot of the blame today for the Cleveland has either been on the head coach or on one of the star players, James Harden, but not as much. There has been a lot of talk about this one, but not as much hard criticism against Donovan Mitchell, and he is the center of my big number today. My big number is 8:19. That is 8 minutes and 19 seconds. That's how much time was remaining in the fourth quarter when Donovan Mitchell made his last field goal for the game. Did not score over the final 8:19 in the fourth quarter. Did not score in overtime. When you're Donovan Mitchell and you are the leader of the team, that can't happen. You've got to be able to find a way to knock down shots. Now, he did get to the free throw line. He knocked down a couple of free throws.
Throw up something for him.
You got to, and that goes back to call timeout. Get everybody settled down. Try to get something out of the
Guys,
timeout.
we've got Donovan Mitchell on our team.
Just get something going. Just try to get the ball in his hands. Something, because he has got to be the engine that gets them going. And when he doesn't make a field goal over the last nearly 9 minutes of the game,
did the Garden get to him?
I think maybe a little. I think that played a role into it. The Garden was certainly rocking, but that can't happen, and that can't happen in another game.
Did you see any Timothy Chalamet shots?
Yeah, he was there. I saw him.
Oh, you did?
He was there by himself, but he was down there. Yep, on courtside.
Dauber down. He looked sad.
No, he looked like he's having the time of his
life.
life.
Pick up the pieces, moving on.
He always looks like he's having the time of his life.
Life after the Kardashians.
Yeah, I mean
that should be a movie, shouldn't
it? I mean something. I don't know. I think
should be something.
I think a better movie might be just the who's who of the Knicks games and getting to Knicks games as a celebrity. Fake.
Did you see Patrick Ewing on that inline seat, baseline seat?
I don't know if I did see him last night during the game. I saw there. I saw the big times though, but I might have missed him. It was a who's who as always.
It was. My big number is not from that game, but from that series. My big number is 7. 7 little old wins. That's it. And the Knicks are champions of the world. Ticker tape parade. And then Jalen Brunson will properly be decorated as greatest Knick of all time. They haven't won it since 1973. That was Red Holtzman and Willis Reed and Clyde and Earl the Pearl and Dick Barnett and Jerry Lucas and Dave DeBusschere and Phil Jackson. But with 7 more wins, Jalen Brunson will get all that acclaim. And you go to Basketball Ref, all those numbers. You go to all those team numbers, and he's only in the top 10 of about 5 or 6 of all those numbers. And most of it is either three-point shooting, three-point attempts, three-point makes. And they didn't have three-point shot for all those guys in 73. He's nowhere in the top 10 in any of points, assists, or steals.
Holy cow.
And I aired earlier, and you almost you did catch it and were trying to walk me into the right way to frame it. Of course, even if you're not a champion, you have a greatest player.
Sure.
But and you said it. Can you be the greatest player in Knicks history and not be in the top 10 in points scored, assists, and steals.
No way.
I don't think you can
no
be.
Way. No chance.
No
chance.
But you can be with winning one.
Definitely. I mean, the ring does a lot of the heavy lifting. I mean, it makes a difference. I mean, we talk about...
Who is greatest player in Grizzlies history?
I would probably go Mark. But that's tough. I don't know. For me, I think I would say Mark.
I go John Morant.
Really? Still? Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think he's up there. I think he's definitely up there. But I don't know. I'd maybe go with one of the core four guys as kind of great.
If I had to go from core four, I would go Zebo.
Yeah. It's hard to pick any of the four.
Now,
I mean,
we know one in the Hall of Fame is Pau Gasol.
That's right. Yeah.
I think Pau is still underappreciated here, and yes, the number should be retired.
No, he definitely is underappreciated here in Memphis. I definitely agree with that, but it's a hard question. You know, I think if you're talking talent level, then yeah, I think it's probably Ja Morant. If you're talking, you know, kind of what they meant to the city, I think it could still be Ja. I don't know. I mean,
I love watching Brunson play, and it is a show that he puts on, but we know he hadn't won one. Bernard King didn't win one, and he could put on shows night in and night out for the Knicks.
Yeah.
And then the longevity and the records of Patrick Ewing.
Yeah. No.
Then the championships won by Clyde Frazier.
Yeah, I mean, it's feels like there's a handful of guys ahead of him. You know, if they win it, he could certainly change that conversation. I still think going to be very, very, very hard to do against either the Spurs or the Oklahoma City Thunder. But you know, they got a chance. I mean, they make it look easy here. They sweep Cleveland. They sit around and wait for the winner of the Spurs and Thunder. If that becomes a knockdown, drag out, it goes 7 games, and hey, maybe the Knicks surprise everybody.
Greatest player in Oklahoma City Thunder history in Oklahoma City, not encompassing Seattle history.
SGA.
It is. It is.
It's definitely SGA.
And that's not latest greatest mentality, is it?
No, definitely not. I mean, you know, champion.
We're getting some of that with Brunson, but finish it off, and I'll join in on the fun.
No, definitely. I mean, he's got the opportunity. He's just got to go and take it. And you know, that's something that SGA's done. 2 MVPs, championship. You know, he's done the work, and he can talk that talk. So it is a really good question. But we need to wrap up this second hour, get to another break, and when we return, we're going to talk some more NBA. We'll talk the playoffs, some other news around the NBA. Rob Fisher from the Grizzlies Television Network. He joins us next.
You know what makes a city great? It's the extra special little things like great museums, a zoo, or parks, and golf courses. And the city of Memphis recognized that years ago, and they have made great city golf courses. All the renovations, like Galloway several years ago, the new one at Audubon, what they did to Pine Hill 90 years after it first opened is extra special. The amenities make a city, and golf courses are part of those amenities. They're terrific, and every golf course has its own championship. So if you want to play in the Galloway Championship, the Audubon Championship, even that OPO, the oldest golf tournament around, the Overton Park Open for the youth, that's going into year 80. That's how special Memphis golf is. You want to make a tee time? They made it easy modern way. Just go to memphispubliclinks.com.
Men, if you're tired of relying on pills and want lasting, natural performance in the bedroom, Bluff City Health and Wellness offers Apex RF. Backed by clinical research, this discreet 15-minute, non-surgical treatment boosts blood flow, sensitivity, and confidence. No pills, no needles, no side effects. Appointments are filling fast. Call Bluff City Health and Wellness today at 901-800-7606 or take the ED quiz at bchwonline.com. Bluff City Health and Wellness, your confidence in the bedroom naturally.
Napa Cafe celebrates 28 years in 2026.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. If you are a first-time guest or have dined with us countless times, I want to thank you for making us part of your lives. Whether you're celebrating with the crowd or planning a cozy date night on the town, Napa Cafe can provide you an extraordinary evening. We have 5 dining rooms, including our private wine cellar, our Jan's room for 2 guests, and the Eleanor room for parties up to 60. Sit back, relax, and celebrate. Leave the cooking to us. Come see me at Napa Cafe, 5101 Sanderlin Avenue. We're open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. We also offer curbside pickup from our full menu. For details on our stay-in, dine-out menu or reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. We can't wait to serve you.
Come join in and celebrate 28 years of Napa Cafe in 2026.
I've got the one and only Marty McNate on the phone, and look, I hear the drivers are wanted at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown.
That's right, the Volkswagen driver days are here. Listen to this, Randy. I've got 2026 Jetta S, $249 a month.
Jetta S, $249 a month. That's awesome. What else you got?
How about 2026 Tiguan S, $269 a month.
Tiguan only $269. How about Atlas?
I've got 2026 Atlas SE, $329 a month.
$329 a month for Atlas SE. That is amazing. So Mid-South, if you're looking for a deal on Volkswagen, get out there and see the man.
Come see me, Marty McNate, at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road, or shop online at GossettBWG.com. And remember, your future is what you make it.
Gossett Volkswagen Germantown.
Atlas TC 564-681, MSRP 41911, Jetta TMO 312-217, MSRP 25791, Tiguan TMO 43763, MSRP 33881. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must be financed through Volkswagen Credit via 895. Excludes tax on low license approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer in 6/126 dealers by phone.
Uncorn flavor, Corky's barbecue. We're cooking it up, down home way. Hit with smoke flavor like the good old days.
Hey y'all, Jimmy Stovall here with Corky's Barbecue. Catering is our specialty. Memphians have trusted Corky's to cater their events for 40 years because we make it easy for you and delicious for your guests. Whether it's 50 people or a crowd of thousands, our experienced team comes to your location, sets up, serves, and ensures everyone enjoys a Corky's all-you-can-eat barbecue buffet starting at only $7.99 per person. You can't beat it. With 40 years of experience, it's easy to see why customers choose Corky's time and time again for all of their catering needs. Visit Corky'sBBQ.com to book us for your next party.
Uncorn flavor, Corky's barbecue.
This traffic brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery. Come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. Learn more at olddominick.com.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. I can still see some showers right now moving out through parts of Fayette County. Could affect your drive on and off at times on 40 East, especially, again, out through parts of Fayette County. As all that rain looks like it's moving most to the east as it builds out of Midtown. On 240 South at South Parkway, it's trying to get a little bit busier in the last few minutes going outbound on Sam Cooper, especially headed back towards the interstate. Bridal season is just around the corner. Shop local. Weimer's Jewelry. You always save money when you go there first. 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Memphis's original sports station. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, 7450 Highway 64 in Bartlett. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our 5 o'clock hour on this Wednesday afternoon. You heard it, Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet with us for our third hour each and every afternoon. Super excited to have them with us. We'll tell you more about some of those beautiful vehicles, some of those great deals that they offer later in this segment. But right now, we've got to talk some NBA. The playoffs have been a blast, and joining us now from the Grizzlies Television Network, Rob Fisher. Rob, man, how could the conference finals get any better than what we saw these last two nights?
Pretty good start, huh? Yeah. It was. That first game was amazing, and last night wasn't very amazing until the last 8 minutes of regulation and into overtime. But an incredible finish, and certainly a lot of questions involving the Cavs last night. But that first game was incredible. I thought the difference really between the two games, San Antonio and Oklahoma City, there was just a intensity for cherishing every possession throughout that entire game, which is what you need to see in the postseason. And I thought you saw that throughout the game on Monday night, and then on last night the game with the Knicks and the Cavaliers. I thought there wasn't that. I thought the Knicks played rather lethargic early, and Cleveland continues to do what they did in the Detroit series, and that's just lazy turnovers and not cherishing the basketball and not cherishing possessions and giving up dunks on the other end when you have a lazy turnover in the open court. And I was more impressed with the game Monday night as far as basketball is concerned and aesthetically what it looked like compared to what I was last night.
Rob, I am a constant worrier, and here's one thing I am very worried about. Boy, look at our next 10 years in the West. We're going to see San Antonio, OKC all the freaking time.
Yeah, and OKC set up in the draft again this year too. So who knows what they're going to do to add to that? But it's true. But I think the thing that you look at is, Golden State had their big run, but then there are times that they run into injury. I mean, we remember when they played the Cavs and they lost Durant, and they lost Klay Thompson, and they lost Curry, and they weren't able to win. And Cleveland was able to steal that one from them. And health is so important, especially when you have these teams like an Oklahoma City is going to go through, where they're playing so many games now, year after year. I mean, you're going to be over 100 games that you're going to be playing, and that'll take its toll. And health is so important, I think, in this league and really in any professional sports league. Health is so important. And can you be lucky enough to be healthy so many years in a row? And then what happens when your players come up for contract and you have a number of guys that are up for contract, but you have heavy-laden stars at the top that are making all your money? Are you able to hold on to guys? And do you start to lose some depth on your team? Another thing that you can compare to Golden State. When Golden State really started to go down, it was when they lost the Livingstons and the Iguodalas and the guys who were coming off their bench that were really good. Now they don't have anything coming off their bench. So, those are all things that can come into play. So maybe it won't be 10 years, but certainly for the near future, it does look like it's going to be very tough for anybody in the West.
And, yesterday we're kind of catching strays everywhere, that goofy poll about people wanting to be traded to Memphis. And I promise I'm not envious or jealous, but, just watching the party in Nashville about the Super Bowl. And then the Cavaliers collapse, and they have to drag us back into it with the collapse to the Clippers.
Yeah, that was a horrible memory.
It wasn't. Brian is not that disabused by it. I still got scar tissue from it.
I mean, we're sitting here, we're in the lottery, we're talking about starting over again, hearing about the Clippers and the Grizzlies. It reminded me of the good old days of being in the playoffs. I kind of smiled when I heard it. I'm not going to apologize.
But that series, man, I mean, game one to give it away the way the Grizzlies did was just... It was so brutal, and then you get it to Game 7 where you're at home and you think that one's
on
automatic.
Sunday morning,
it's in the bag.
And I'm buying tickets and planning for the next round. I mean, I just thought it was a gimme. In fact, Game 6, y'all are out on the West Coast. Yeah, Game 6, I got it in front of me. May 11th, 90-88 win. I'm in St. Louis that Friday night in Mike Shannon's, and had to beg to get them to turn it on the NBA game, going crazy, hustling back to Memphis on Sunday morning, just thinking it was easy to get to the next round. Brian doesn't have the scar tissue we have.
Yeah, and my daughter was born just a couple of weeks before that.
That's right.
And it was Mother's Day. And, and I remember we took a picture at the house that morning, and I was all dressed up, and I was all excited. We weren't even doing the game. It was on national television. But
that's right.
I was getting excited, about the next round, and, this is going to be easy. We're going to knock off the Clippers. And then just one of the worst basketball games that was ever played in FedEx Forum. It was terrible.
It really was. It really was.
It wasn't. The Clippers weren't great either. They were just a little bit better than the Grizzlies.
And remember, Rob, I want to say that was like a noon or 12:30 tip on Sunday morning, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. All right.
I hate that.
Chris Wallace says one of his biggest regrets as general manager of the Grizzlies was not staying over that Friday night in L.A., sleeping in, getting up whenever they're ready to go, and coming home instead, like y'all did in those days before LeBron, I think, rightly got it changed. Do you think that factored in back then? Because it really eats at Chris that what the heck, that money was nothing. Spend it, stay over, and rest up instead of flying all hours of the night. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, if I were him, I wouldn't beat myself up over it. Because if you polled half the people on that plane, half of them would have said, I want to get home so I can sleep all day and rest and be in my own bed and then, get up and kind of prepare myself for the next day. And the other half would have said, I would have liked to sleep in and, then fly home the next day. But the thing is, when you're flying from Los Angeles, even when you sleep in, let's say you fly home at 11, and that's usually about the earliest that we'd fly home. Get up, buses at 9, get to the airport at 10, and you're on your way by 11 o'clock. You're getting in at, 5 o'clock? And your whole day is just kind of destroyed, and then you got to turn around and play at noon the next day. So I think you could have arguments for both ways. And it's funny because even players today, and even just the travel party today, there's always that conversation of, would you rather go home now or would you rather stay the night and go home? I always would rather stay the night and go home because I want to go out in Los Angeles on that night, on that Friday night, and celebrate the win. And then I can sleep on the plane tomorrow, right?
And sending me the text, leave me alone. I'm out in West Hollywood on Friday night while you're in St. Louis.
Exactly. So my vote is always to stay the night. I'm good with staying the night. I hate playing a game and, whether you win or you lose, and then you got to go straight to the airport and get on a plane, and you're flying all night, and then you get home late at night, and it ruins your whole next day. So I think you'd have it halfway both ways. So if I were Chris, I wouldn't beat myself over that. But it's easy to second guess on that at the moment. But I don't know. I think half the guys would say that they would have rather come home, and half of them would have probably said stay over the night.
Going back to that Thunder and Spurs series, a lot of talk after Game 1 about Chet Holmgren and his performance, and really just not a great game for him. It got to a point where he wasn't even matched up on Victor Wembanyama anymore. He was guarding that corner 3 option offensively. I know at the start of double OT he missed a 3. He missed a kind of a free throw line jumper on the next possession. What did you make of his performance, and a lot of people talking about kind of this rivalry between him and Victor?
Well, he wasn't very good. It wasn't a great game for him, but that shows Oklahoma City's depth. For them to be in double overtime in that situation, it speaks volumes about their team. He needs to be better. He knows he needs to be better, and sure, there's a little bit of a rivalry with him and Wemby, and I think that's fun. I think it'll drive him to be better tonight. I would expect him to be better tonight. I love this. We've been waiting for this series since before the playoffs began. It's the one series that I thought to myself, this is the series I want to see. I want to see these two teams go at it. Because the Spurs were so good against the Thunder in the regular season, can they continue that this postseason? They did in Game 1, took double overtime, but I think the Thunder will be better. I think that the Caruso on Wemby is, for how good of a game Wemby had, Caruso made it tough on him.
He sure did.
Wembanyama just was better. You hear the term all the time, good defense, better offense. And I think we saw that with Wembanyama in Game 1. And he was terrific. But I think Chet will be better, and it'll be interesting to see, how much he tries to get things going from the get-go. And, a lot of times what teams will do and what coaches will do when a guy has a game like that's not his best game and he's kind of getting blamed for things, they'll draw something up for him early to try and get him going early in the game, and I would expect that tonight from him.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. The other storyline, Dylan Harper and what he showed for the Spurs, having to step in that starting role for the injured De'Aaron Fox, and he's kind of been in a weird position all season. He's been kind of bouncing in and out of the lineup. His playing time's been kind of scattered because of all those guards that they have, but he was awesome in Game 1.
terrific. And you just saying that made me think back to what Stats was just saying about how many years the Spurs are going to be good.
Yeah,
forever. Rest of time.
Because, I mean, they started a starting five that averaged 22 years of age. I mean, that's just unbelievable. But yeah, he was incredible, and he's shown those flashes throughout the year of being able to do that. And he did it again, and he was terrific. And they got guys. I think it'll be interesting to see what De'Aaron Fox, what he'll be able to do, and how that changes the Spurs a little bit. So with him being back at the starting lineup for them tonight, what sort of difference will that show? I don't know. But Harper, when called upon, he'll do the job. The thing that I just love about the Spurs, whether it's Keldon Johnson or Dylan Harper, these young guys, whatever role they're put in, they're accepting of their role, and they play it very well. So I love that about this team, and I love it about the Thunder as well. Guys play their roles particularly well, and everyone, it's that mindset of wanting to win and doing whatever it takes to win. I mean, we heard it from Josh Hart last night, even from the Knicks, when he was sent to the bench, and he said after the game, whatever's going to help the team win, I'm all for. So he was fine with it, and I think you're seeing that when you get to this time of year, it's about whatever it takes to win, and I think you're seeing that from these four teams.
Boy, and that's the best guys, the guys that want to be coached and they want to win. They'll sacrifice whatever it takes to win. Rob Fisher from the Grizzlies TV network with us on our Sissy's Log Cabin guest line. And Rob, the Spurs, they're doing it again, and they're doing it like in starting with the title in '99, their first one in the lockout year. They're coming along with a young team with a coach that a lot of people, we didn't know a lot about Pop in '99, but we learned about him. We learned he was one of the top 2 or 3 of all time, and they're doing it again. How does R.C. Buford do it in relatively anonymously, in anonymity? How does he do it so quietly and effectively?
It's a good question. Just decisions have been made that, I think a lot of people would point to, well, it was luck because of the way that they have landed in the lottery in the last 3 years. And, but again, Wemby was easy to hit on. That was pretty simple. Everybody would have taken Wemby with that first pick. But to hit on Castle, to hit on Vassell, to hit on the guys that they've hit on, Dylan Harper, to hit on those guys repeatedly over and over again is very impressive. And then the coaching situation, this is a guy who coached under Pop. And, they had enough I believed when Pop stepped aside and Mitch Johnson was given the job, I thought my whole thing was Mitch Johnson was going to be out at the end of the year and they were going to hire Steve Kerr. And I thought Steve Kerr was going to come back to San Antonio. Well, that didn't happen. And they're obviously very happy with Mitch Johnson. And I think it has a lot to do with they've been around him a long time. They've been around him a lot more than any of us have. And they saw what he was bringing to the team under Greg Popovich. And I think he's got a pretty good staff around him as well. And that certainly helps. And with a young coach and young players, they seem to... everybody, like I said before, everybody seems to fit their role. There's one guy on their team, for example, that I look at, and when the Spurs are practicing and they're showing video of them practicing, Bismack Biyombo, the former Grizzly, is on this team. Late in his career, he's not going to play any minutes. But you know what he does? He is there in practice to practice against Victor Wembanyama.
Yep.
To give Wembanyama a guy of size that can give him problems. And it's funny to me when I watch during the games, whenever a coach is talking to Victor or Victor's talking to another player, Bismack Biyombo is standing next to Victor, and he's giving him advice, and he's talking to him. And it's like, you talk about a guy who knows his role. He's not even going to play. He's not. The only chance he's going to play is if it's a blowout, and he might play in a blowout. But his value to that team is so important. And I think there's just individual value from coaches to players on that team throughout. And it's very well put together, and I think it's part of the reason why they're in the position they're in.
Mm-hmm. And that's the Spurs. That's the Spurs doing it again, because you know who used to be in that role that was never going to play. It was over, but he could help them when nobody else was around. Nazr Muhammad used to do that.
Yes, you're exactly right. Another guy, that was going to practice against the bigs, just to give the bigs something to look at. And you're exactly right. Was a longtime veteran in the NBA, had no reason to play. I mean, Bismack Biyombo having an NBA contract is just. And you think with the San Antonio Spurs, well, why? Why don't they free up that?
Because you can't teach 7 feet.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
A great point. That is a great point. Well, we talked a lot about this series and Game 2 tonight. Do you think the Thunder get back right, win tonight, and even it up one apiece?
I think it's going to be a great series. I think it'll be close. I've been leaning towards the Spurs and picking the Spurs to go to the NBA championship for a long time. But once the series began, I did flip. I did pick the Thunder. But I think it's going to be close throughout this series. And I do think the Thunder will bounce back tonight and get the win. But it's going to be tight. It's not going to be easy. I don't expect any blowouts in this series by any stretch of the imagination. I think you'll see great basketball from start to finish. And again, just two teams that cherish every possession, and that's what makes it fun to watch from the jump ball to the end of this game. I think it's great to watch these two teams because they have that sort of mindset. But I'll pick the Thunder to win tonight.
That's a good pick, and I don't think it's as easy as you just think, well, they're at home and they're down 1-0, because after the other night, we're talking a lot about what was done to Cleveland last night, to the psyche of Oklahoma City. You could see them being a little bit fragile. We had the firing late last night, right after we got off, of course, Brian. 6:02. Come on, man. Do that at 5:52.
Unbelievable.
They let the Mavs let Jason Kidd go, and that's 3 stops. It was 1 year in Brooklyn, right, Rob, and then Milwaukee, and then Dallas for Kidd.
Yeah.
And he was a superstar player. He would have been one of those, superstars are never great baseball managers or coaches. He would have been. Is this last stop for him? Does he get another shot?
Yeah, I think he gets another shot, and whether or not it's this go around, I don't know. But I think he gets another shot. I think he's proven he's a good coach. I think he's proven that I think his resume with Dallas was pretty impressive. They trade Luka and Kyrie's hurt and everybody's gone, and they had a bad record. Well, who wouldn't have done that as the head coach? But I think he's trusted. I think he's a guy that players still remember Jason Kidd as a player, so they respect him. Yeah, and so I think he's a really good coach. I wasn't shocked by it just because this is the NBA. And after what we saw last year with Michael Malone and Taylor Jenkins, how could any coaching move in the NBA shock you when they happen? So it doesn't shock me. It shocks me a little bit that the money that's still on the table, $40 million that they're going to owe him, that shocks me a little bit. But them firing him and wanting to move on doesn't shock me that much. But he wanted a higher role with the team, and when Masai came in and took over as the GM, that wasn't going to happen. So that was pretty much it. Yeah. So it doesn't shock me, but I think he'll get another job, definitely.
I say superstar, and now I'm looking at Basketball Ref. Yeah, Hall of Famer. That makes you a superstar.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The other news, maybe a little more surprising than Jason Kidd being fired. Jamal Mosley, after being fired by Orlando, getting the job down in New Orleans with the Pelicans. What did you make of that move?
That one was a little surprising, just because he was just fired by Orlando, and New Orleans seemed to have all these new guys that were on their radar, including Rajon Rondo being a guy that were on the radar, and I thought they might go in that sort of direction to someone new, to get a new voice in there. But they feel Mosley's a really good coach. Apparently he was on their radar earlier, and a guy that they were really intrigued with, and just kind of waiting to see what was going to happen in Orlando. And so that one surprised me a little bit. But I don't know. The New Orleans job is good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck to Jamal Mosley.
Yeah. Real good luck. Yeah, and good luck on the proverbial. Where are they on the sports page in New Orleans? The Saints are ahead. LSU football, LSU whatever is way ahead. It's hard for them to crack through.
Yeah, and they got a roster that's just not really good. What are you going to do with Trey Murphy? Are you going to trade him? what's the deal with Zion, going forward? Are you still building around him? And it's
how can you?
Yeah, so I don't know. I think there are a lot of real tough questions. I think their franchise, if we want to compare it, their franchise compared to the Grizzlies. I mean, the Grizzlies, you feel there's a lot of upside. Especially here in the next month. With New Orleans, I don't think you feel that way.
Yeah, no, you definitely do not. So we mentioned Jamal Mosley. I guess last thing, who do you think lands the job in Orlando? Obviously, a handful of names being thrown around, but it sounds like Billy Donovan kind of the favorite right now for that job.
Yeah, he's the favorite to land the job. It wouldn't be surprising. They've gone for him once before. He accepted the job and then turned it down days later. So it seems to make a lot of sense. I don't know. I don't know if that's a great hire or not. I think that Orlando certainly there were struggles. There were struggles apparently in the locker room. There were struggles with the relationship with the coach. Now you bring in a Billy Donovan who hasn't done anything.
Mm-mm.
I mean, sure, we can go back to Florida and talk about what he did in college years ago. But in the NBA, he hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens. That opening, Chicago, Portland, still a handful of openings around the NBA. But as always, Rob, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy all this basketball action. We'll talk to you again next week.
Sounds good, fellas. Enjoy it.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you so much.
Rob Fisher joining us like he does on Wednesdays throughout the playoffs. We'll talk with him through the draft. Obviously, a lot going on in the NBA with the playoffs, but also with the offseason for all of these other teams. But you heard it when we started the hour. Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, they're with us for our 5 o'clock hour. We are so appreciative of them being a part of the show each and every afternoon. The Dobbs family, an old established name, is back in the car business in Memphis. Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, located at 7850 Highway 64 in Bartlett, offering a full selection of new Chevrolets and quality used cars to meet every need and budget. Head out there and check out their beautiful new vehicles like the 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 with its Turbo Max engine, off-road capability, and advanced technology. While you're out there, check it out, and you can get 2.9% APR for 72 months. Check out the 2026 Chevy Traverse with a 328 horsepower, 2.5-liter turbo engine and a massive 17.7-inch touchscreen in the interior, or that 2026 Chevy Equinox, a redesigned, rugged, meets modern style vehicle. And right now, eligible military personnel can get $1,000 of bonus cash on most Chevy models during Military Appreciation Month. At Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, it's fully transparent pricing, no hidden fees, no games, and they cover all your needs with their service department. Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet welcomes you to a new way of providing excellent customer service. Their great team is ready to put you in your next perfect vehicle. Head out to Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet in Bartlett, 7850 Highway 64, open Monday through Saturday from 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. And they're even open on Memorial Day next Monday. So you got the day off, head out there. They're open from 8:30 to 6 p.m. Check out all those vehicles online, DobbsBrothersChevy.com. But head out there, test drive those vehicles today at Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet of Bartlett. Well, let's get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk about what's trending.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Mark's Bensdorf Realtors. I'm often called Shell Done because I sell homes and work with buyers, and I get the job done. There are 7 keys to successfully selling your home quickly at a great price. First, call me. I do my research and advise you on preparation, presentation, and proper pricing that gets you the activity to get the best price. Follow my advice and it can happen. I did mention 7 keys to a successful sale, didn't I? Well, if you use the first key, calling or emailing me, you really don't need the next 6 keys. Remember, that's Sheldon Rosengarten at 483-0546 or MemphisRelocate.com. If you don't need me now, write it down for later or for a friend. That's Sheldon at 483-0546 at MemphisRelocate.com. Do it now, and who knows, you may hear your home advertised here. Remember, as bad a golfer as I am, when selling homes, Sheldon gets it done.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders. If you were anywhere in the Mid-South lately, you felt it. High winds, hail, and storms rolling through hard. And here's the truth. If your roof took a hit, you may not see it yet. Hail and wind damage shingles can compromise your roof, opening the door for water intrusion. And once it gets in, the damage spreads fast. Ceilings, walls, insulation, even mold. That's why the sooner we inspect, the less damage you risk. Right now, Metro Builders has teams all over Memphis performing free inspections, handling same-day repairs, and providing emergency water mitigation services if needed. We'll show you exactly what we see, document everything, and help you take action before a small problem becomes a big one. Don't wait until you see water inside. Call me, 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717, or book your inspection online at MetroBuildersMemphis.com. That's Metro Builders Memphis. We don't just build, we build world class.
Uncorn flavor, Corky's barbecue. We're cooking it up, down home way. Hickory smoke flavor like the good old days.
Hey y'all, Jimmy Stovall here with Corky's Barbecue. Catering is our specialty. Memphians have trusted Corky's to cater their events for 40 years because we make it easy for you and delicious for your guests. Whether it's 50 people or a crowd of thousands, our experienced team comes to your location, sets up, serves, and ensures everyone enjoys a Corky's all-you-can-eat barbecue buffet starting at only $7.99 per person. You can't beat it. With 40 years of experience, it's easy to see why customers choose Corky's time and time again for all of their catering needs. Visit Corky'sBBQ.com to book us for your next party.
Uncorn flavor, Corky's barbecue.
So you need to sell your house? I have the solution. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as is. It's literally as simple as that. Just pick up your phone, call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your house fast, call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses.
All 650 acquisition fee, 26 Kia Sorento LX, TG 453-494, MSRP 34280, hybrid D 727-1780, MSRP 31865, K4T 330941, MSRP 24825, Telluride VG 005-288, MSRP 44510, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through KFA, excludes tax title license with approved credit, dealer stock only, see dealer for complete details, offer valid through 6/1/2026.
Hey, Jeff Allen, I hear you've got the summer sticker sales event on now at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah. What's the scoop, Jeff?
The scoop is take your pick, 2026 Kia Sorento LX or a 2026 Kia Sportage Hybrid LX, $297 a month. 2026 Kia K4 LXS, $219 per month. And a 2027 Kia Telluride S, $449 per month. All 24-month lease and $39.99 due at signing.
Plus, you've got the 2026 EV9, $12,000 off MSRP or 0% for 60 months available, and they're all equipped with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Memphis, your Saturday mornings are about to get a little spicier. Get heaping helpings of SEC sports with the Back Porch right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM starting at 10 a.m. Back Porch features experts interviewing big-name guests, discussing big-time topics, and chopping up all things Southeastern Conference. You'll get plenty of facts, opinions, and perspective, all of it about the SEC. The Back Porch, Saturday mornings from 10 to 11 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. It still seems a little bit of radar down through certain parts of DeSoto County. It got a bit heavy down through there earlier south of Memphis on 55 down through DeSoto County into Hernando. As it builds even more, I-40 east over here at Sycamore View Road pushing out past Germantown Parkway. Hey, bridal season, it's just around the corner. Shop local at Weimer's Jewelry. You'll be glad you did because you'll save a lot of money. Located 7525 Highway 64, Weimer's Jewelry. I'm Commander Chuck when you're on time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet at 7450 Highway 64 in Bartlett. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we've got about 30 minutes left in today's show. This hour again brought to you by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet out in Bartlett. Super excited to have them with us during this hour going forward. Make sure you go out, check out those beautiful vehicles, 7850 Highway 64 in Bartlett. Well, Brett, a couple things I wanted to get to during what's trending, but I've been holding this in ever since the show started, and I've got to get it out now or I don't know what I'll do. So our buddies over at the Commercial Appeal, Jason Munge, Jonah Dillon, they do a great job with their writing, but they do a podcast together covering Tiger basketball, Tiger football. They did one today, and I have not been able to listen to it yet, so I don't know if it was mentioned in their podcast or if he just tweeted out, but Jonah Dillon quote tweeted Jason Munn's tweet announcing that Maxime Logie, which I have learned it's Logie instead of Logue, which is how I've been pronouncing it, has officially signed with Memphis, and this is what Jonah Dillon said with it. Here's a crazy connection. Before Maxime Logie started his collegiate career in 2024, he played professionally in France. Logie played for Paris basketball during the 2023-24 season, where his head coach was Tomas Isolo, the head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Both now in Memphis and being counted on.
How wild is that? I mean,
with the
unreal.
Jason Kidd firing Tomas Isolo, now 20th in seniority.
Holy cow.
In NBA. He's been here 5 minutes.
It's been a glass of water.
Logie's been here about as long.
No kidding. It feels like it. Yeah, that is wild. But again, and Rob,
you know they'll catch up.
Oh no, they definitely will. I'm sure a great relationship there, and I'm sure I'm sure he probably called Tomas Isolo and was like, "Hey, Memphis is recruiting me. Like, what's it like out there? Should I come play?" I mean, it's probably a great recruiting tactic.
Why don't I remember Logie last year?
He didn't play much at FAU. Averaged only about 11 minutes. Had a decent game or a pretty good game against Memphis. I think it was like 6.7 rebounds.
Down there?
I think it was down there in that game on the road. But yeah, he kind of played spot minutes for Florida Atlantic last year. I think 11.8 minutes per game. I'm trying to pull up the games against Memphis. Here he had 5 points and 1 rebound in... Oh, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. 0 points and 1 rebound in 5 minutes. The game down there in Boca played 13 minutes, 6 points, 7 rebounds. So had a pretty nice game down there. But, it was kind of sporadic, his playing time throughout the season for FAU last year.
What ideally do you think they're counting on him to do?
I think, just, length and, being a rebounder down low, coming in and, coming in and giving minutes. I don't think he's a guy that's going to be a starter game one. I think that he's a guy that's probably coming off the bench and, just giving you some good minutes, with the lack of playing time. His advanced, metrics and analytics and different things projects him to be a really nice rebounder. And so, if you can bring in a guy that can get you some boards, maybe produce a little bit offensively, maybe be a shot blocker. I think his wingspan, he's 6'9". I think he has like a 7'3", 7'4" wingspan, so he's a pretty long guy. I think that's really what they want out of him.
probably about the only thing you'd be drawing up for him, maybe inbounds under basket.
Sure, yeah, something like that. I think he's a pretty good option in those second chance points. Pretty good offensive rebounder. So maybe putbacks, tip ins, different things like that. Maybe able to catch him on a lob here and there. So I think he's going to be more of that kind of role player and kind of steps in and makes plays for the team. But we're talking about the Tigers and Jason Munz. Jason Munz wrote yesterday, I believe it was a mailbag that he was writing, and mentioned in there and kind of confirmed that Fred Smith has not signed with the Tigers. He has not done that, and it sounds like it is coming down to money. And so we'll see. We'll keep a close eye on that and what happens there, and if the Briarcrest product ends up at Memphis.
Coming down to money, most things do.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the offer that was agreed to hadn't come through, or has he raised his price on the offer that was agreed to?
I don't know, and so I don't.
Or has another place come in and said, "Hey, we can do better than that"?
Yeah, I really don't know, so I don't want to speak on it too much because I really have no idea. But
is there another team mentioned as problematical for swooping in?
I haven't seen another team. I haven't seen that put out there. I wouldn't be surprised. That happens a lot. You get to this point and maybe you've missed out.
Well, if there's not, then Penny Hardaway needs to say, "Here's your offer."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think in that sense,
and if you can top it, go do so.
Sure. Yeah, in that sense, Penny Hardaway has all the leverage in the world. But you get to this point in the offseason and you're seeing what LSU's doing, where they missed on some guys in the transfer portal and now they're going international and they're bringing in all these international guys. It gets to a point where teams look up and they go, "Ooh, we've got some holes. Let's try to go get one of these guys that isn't signed yet to a college." Maybe somebody has swooped in and said, "Hey, Fred, we can bring you in here and we'll pay you X amount of money and you'll play this role for us, and it's a better offer than Memphis." I don't know what it is, because it could be any of those options.
Yeah, and now Cello has signed?
I believe so. I believe Cello has signed. This just pointed out that, yes, both Cello and Parker Pounds have signed, but just waiting on the one to sign.
I haven't seen a single person out there of any note critical of the cast that Penny Hardaway's put together. Mm-hmm. Most are favorable, and most with this proviso of, given what he has for NIL, he's done a pretty good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are excited about this roster. I think some of these pieces are really nice. I think it's very different from some of the previous rosters that he's built and put together. There are some concerns about the roster. There are some, I think, weaknesses with this roster and things that might not come together. But, I know we've talked about this before. When you look at last year's roster, some of the other rosters that this staff has put together, it felt more individual, where this one feels more like a puzzle that all the pieces are going to be put together to kind of produce maybe more of a complete team.
And plenty of runway to get them in and get them working together. Because I remember the summer of Javon Quinterly, I want to say that was right before I went to SEC Media Days, and had some asking me to ask the Alabama and the rest of the SEC media what they thought of him, and it was not flattering.
No, yeah.
What they all said, and it played out that way.
No, it did. And so, yeah, you saw that team, you saw last year's team, those two teams, it felt like they were a little later getting to campus as a complete unit, whereas the PJ Haggerty team, the Dane Danger team, that group, that was the whole driving point all summer, was these guys got here at the beginning of summer, and we've had, 3 or 4 months to really hammer down what we want to do, and look what that team did. 5 seed in the NCAA tournament, won the conference. So, I do think, getting this set, he's at 14. He says he likes to have it at 14. We'll see if he does add a 15th player. And certainly if something happens with Fred Smith Jr., you would probably look to add somebody. But if he can get these guys in and really start, figuring out this team as a whole, then I think they're in a good spot.
We were talking about Jason Kidd with Rob, and he thinks probably recycle. Do you?
Yes, I do. I don't know about this offseason, but I think he lands
all
somewhere.
that money he's due, and all the money in that Hall of Fame career that he has to be sitting on, he might just say, okay, I tried being coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he might. I mean, that's always an option.
Larry Bird did. Larry Bird was more successful than that.
No, he definitely was. And so, I think there's always, that idea to it. And if he does it, I mean, good for him. Go and enjoy the rest of your life. But, and you bring up a good point with Larry Bird. But, a lot of these guys, that argument is already kind of passed because Jason Kidd never had to get into coaching. I mean, he could have just retired from the NBA and been completely fine doing whatever. He very clearly has shown that he wants to be a coach. He could have said after Brooklyn, hey, it was cool. I don't want to do this anymore. He could have said that after Milwaukee. Look, I don't want to do this anymore. But the fact that he keeps going from job to job, I feel like he's one of those guys that has to have it. He wants to be a coach, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does land somewhere.
The Portland story reads like we thought it would, and it's really pertinent because the owner of Portland owns the Carolina Hurricanes, and he's pointing to that of I've done it this way. I don't care what people say about me. We're going to have some austerity with Portland. We're going to quit spending money and losing money like this on anything that's not directly basketball related.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to kind of see what's happening there because you're right. I mean, look at what Carolina's doing.
Coach is basketball related.
It very much so is, and that's the biggest part I cannot wrap my head around. And I mean, the thing is look, there's a big difference, and I'm Mr. Hockey, Brett. I don't want to knock hockey at all.
You are.
There's a big difference of maybe
foremost, Mr. Hockey.
Thank you. There's a big difference of cutting cost at hockey and cutting cost in the NBA. And
you are right.
It is front page headlines when you're doing it with the Portland Trailblazers. It is not front page headlines when you're doing it with the Carolina
It's
Hurricanes.
not front page in Raleigh.
No. It's just okay, whatever. Do your thing, have fun. And look, it's worked out. That Carolina team, they have turned into a really nice franchise. And
so nice. You've kicked them out of the South, but
no, not part of the South. That's the East Coast over there. Have their fun, which I do love. I mean, Carolina, they get rocking when it comes playoff hockey time. They have a great environment. But I think it's so different and it's so ugly that all eyes are on it right now. Every single eye in the NBA and most of the sports watching public is looking at Portland saying, what in the world are you doing? I mean, this is just almost mismanagement, what you're doing with some of these things. And the biggest thing, like you said, is a coach. If you can't put out the money, I understand some of these other things. I said it. When he didn't send the two-way guys on the road in that first series, I said, look, if I was in charge, I'd probably send them. Whatever. They were a part of the team. Let them go enjoy that. But I understand somebody in a business position to say, y'all aren't going to play at all. Y'all are not eligible to play. Y'all don't need to be on the road for these games. But when it's that on top of this, on top of that, and then you say, hey, we're not going to pay a head coach, I just, that's a line I have to draw. You have to pay a coach if you want a good coach. And with this roster, some of those young pieces, you need somebody that can come in and really start turning it around. And you got to pay money for that.
He's made it work with Carolina, but you're right. It is different. I just don't think you can make it, or that you want to be labeled the tight-wad owner.
No, you definitely don't. And that's what he's become. I mean, everybody knows it.
Goofy Sterling tried that for a long time.
Yeah, it sure did. It just doesn't work. I mean, it really doesn't. And so I don't know what's going to happen here. We mentioned it.
Whether you like it or not, it's kind of baked into the cake that we got to waste some money to make some money.
Yes, no, exactly. And so, I don't know where Portland will go from here. They're one of those teams that still has an opening. I saw a couple days ago kind of the list of who they're looking at. Minnesota assistant Micah Nori, Denver assistant Jared Dudley, Brooklyn assistant Steve Herzl, Lakers assistant Greg St. John, and then Terry Stotts, who was the Portland head coach, has been the Warriors.
Oklahoma Sooner, Terry Stotts.
That's right. Has been
That's
on.
how you play college.
Is that right? Wow. How about that? Wow, that's good stuff. But he has been on staff with the Warriors, him and who was the other assistant that both said we're good and they were not coming back to Golden State.
I would imagine that fraternity is saying y'all don't take the discount. I know everybody wants to be a coach, but we've got to keep the floor for first-year coaches up there.
Yeah, I mean, you would think so, especially a guy like Terry Stotts, who's been around for a while. I mean,
kind of tacit collusion.
Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, you don't do that to us. So I don't know where they're going to coach. I mean, at the end of the day, It's an NBA head coaching job. Somebody's going to take it.
Sure
There's going to be somebody that goes out there and says, "We'll
that
have
train
that
doesn't come around too often."
Exactly.
You better get on it.
Exactly. And so, I mean, somebody's going to take it. And Jerry Stackhouse, the other assistant coach at Golden State, that said, "I'm good. Going to look for a head coaching job."
And he is. So, he's real good from playing days.
Yeah. No. Definitely. So, we'll see what happens there, and still a couple of openings out there around the NBA, and we'll see who lands where, because it's kind of the secondary storyline, because the big storyline is what happens tonight between the Thunder and the Spurs.
It is -9 all-time record low in Raleigh, as we established.
Yes.
That freezes a pond, doesn't it?
Oh,
solid.
Yeah.
You could play hockey on a pond in Raleigh with that.
I would say so. I
think so.
I'm certainly not
We'll
the
let somebody
expert.
go out there first.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the one testing it out, but I would assume so, right?
Head on out there.
I think anything, like if it's a constant under zero, if it's consistently in the negatives, like I feel like that should be good. Like, let's go out there. Why not?
Who are you for? Are you Vegas or Colorado tonight?
I'm for Colorado. I'm definitely for Colorado. Yeah, I don't blame you. I can't blame you on that. I don't like Vegas at all. They kind of are a weird organization. But because
no pros upon ever in Vegas.
No, certainly not. The complete opposite.
Not naturally.
No, definitely not. But the problem with me with Vegas is that because Seattle was the next expansion franchise after Vegas, they have been compared to Vegas so much. And so because Seattle has not had the postseason success like Vegas has had, it's like, oh, you're
Vegas made it look easy.
They did, and they put it together to go out there and try to go as far as they could immediately, and it worked out for them. So I can't blame them for that. But I'm definitely for Colorado, I think, in that series. And we'll see. That'll be fun tonight as well, as we've got both conference finals in the basketball and in the hockey. But let's go ahead and get to our final break of the day. When we return, we'll wrap up today's show with Moe's Crunch Time.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Unlock your new go-to spot, Codes Dispensary in Steele, Missouri, just over an hour from Memphis. When you're ready for a legal, reliable option, they're right up the road. Explore the full menu of top-shelf products in-store and online. Short on time? Order ahead and cruise through the drive-thru for a quick pickup. Stack rewards while you stock up with Club Codes. Earn points for every dollar spent. Codes Dispensary, now open in Steele, Missouri. Supreme cannabis that's worth the drive. Learn more at codesdispensary.com. That's codesdispensary.com.
Your home is your best investment, so why not make it the best it can be with help from Gates Lumber? Start with your front door, serving two purposes, curb appeal and security. Gates has solid construction doors built for security, durability, and beauty. See and compare wood, steel, and fiberglass options side by side at Gates Showroom. It's easier to choose when you can see and touch real doors with real assistance from knowledgeable staff helping you choose the right door for your home and budget. So don't just replace your door, upgrade your protection, and Gates Lumber is the right choice. Family owned and operated, serving you for over 100 years with free estimates, free delivery, competitive prices, and quality products. Call 901-942-3201, go to gateslumber.com, or come by their showroom, 1253 South Bellevue Boulevard. Gates Lumber, celebrating over 100 years with a passion for craftsmanship since 1920.
The summer sticker sales event is on at Gossett Kia on the Pike. Take your pick, 2026 Kia Sorento LX or 2026 Kia Sportage Hybrid LX, $297 a month. 2026 Kia K4 LXS, only $219 a month. 2027 Kia Telluride S, we Gossett, $449 a month. All 24-month lease and $39.99 to its signing. Plus, Gossett Kia on the Pike's got 2026 EV9, $12,000 off MSRP or 0% for 60 months available, and every Gossett Kia comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Come see Bobby J and get your new Kia today at Gossett Kia. 1900 Covington Pike, online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
$650 acquisition fee. 26 Kia Sorento LX, TG 453 494, MSRP 34280, hybrid D 727 1780, MSRP 31865, K4T 330941, MSRP 24825, Telluride VG 005288, MSRP 44510, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through KFA, excludes tax title and license with approved credit, dealer stock only, see dealer for complete details, offer valid through 6/1/2026.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job site, timing is everything. You order, we deliver. It's that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need a crunchy bite to eat? Head to Moe's for nachos, crunch wraps, tacos, salads, and more. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet at 7450 Highway 64 in Bartlett. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
This is pretty cool, and we're just getting started.
Fanning the globe.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! This game has always been called the world's greatest cocktail party. Do you know what is going to happen here tonight?
This is for all the biggest Crunch Time.
You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that?
Crunch Time between the hedges.
The ball game is over, and Memphis has its first win in 16 tries. Its first win ever against its fierce in-state rival Tennessee.
Goodbye!
It's obviously Crunch Time.
Hammer, nail, coffin, this baby is over.
Well, Brett, what I learned today is that here in about 30 minutes, the Kia All-Rookie team will be announced on Peacock. We'll see Cedric Coward got votes for Rookie of the Year. We'll see if he's named on First Team All-Rookie.
We will be watching. We also learned that Adam Silver and the NBA, they're headed to Paris and London to cash in on Wemby. A lot of jersey sales there.
Yes, it absolutely will be. That certainly going to be producing a lot of money. What I could have done, well, we talked about it a lot today, but that just fall apart last night by Cleveland. That just cannot happen in that moment.
I could have done without Tomas Isolo, now 20th in seniority. He's been around 5 minutes.
How'd that happen?
I don't think Jason Kidd recycles.
Really?
I don't.
Really?
I think for a lot of reasons he'll.
Yeah.
I've done this. I've tried.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, I think it's a really good point. He's got the money. He doesn't need this at all. He can just go in and relax and enjoy the rest of his life. Where are you beaming tonight?
OKC, the two places to be in this postseason. OKC and NYC. Give me Oklahoma City. It was magical Monday night. Let's see what it's like tonight.
Yeah, look, I'll watch some of the hockey tonight. I'll keep eyes on it. But how could you not? After what we saw in Game 1, how could you not beam to Game 2 tonight in OKC? We'll see if
I want to see every move of Wembanyama the rest of his career.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's must-see. I mean, it's one of those, you stop what you're doing and you watch, especially when he's on national television.
I can't believe you're pulling for the Chronicles.
Well, I don't know. I don't have the same like disdain that you do for him.
Oh, my St. Louis friends, you just mentioned them. They go crazy.
Nah, I get that. Like I haven't experienced that.
Go Vegas.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Vegas
Cronkies
fan.
have enough.
They do have enough. Well, believe me, I do not like the guy, but I'll cheer for the team he owns.
Look at the Cardinals trying to get to 10 over 500 tonight against Pittsburgh. Brewers at Cubs, Dodgers at Padres. Those three games with the Cardinals, Brewers, Cubs, Dodgers, and Padres, that's 5 out of 6 that would be in the playoffs.
Wow.
if the playoffs started today, but they don't start today.
That's the unfortunate part about it.
Wish they did.
I wish they did too. But yeah, handful of baseball games in action right now. A lot more, or handful more later tonight. You've got the NBA with a massive game 2 in OKC. You got some hockey action as well. So a lot to keep an eye on tonight. That's all time we have. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon.